Alrighty, welcome everyone to the first multiplayer Conquest tournament today. I am Tactical Lich, and yes, we have some multiplayer action for the new year, 2026. God damn, it's already been a year. The time flies too fast. Alright, anyways, speaking of fast, we are going Slanesh today just because I want to play a little bit more with these fast, I don't know if I can say fast boys for them or not, because you never know. But yeah, fast boys and girls and everything that is not those two. It's Slanesh. They have also a gender called Chaos Spawn. Anyways, let's figure out what to do with this build first. Azazel probably works against Lizardmen. I don't. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with this matchup, and then I don't want to use the mask because it seems kind of broken. It's definitely very powerful as a character, so I'm not gonna bring that. And but I do have to be wary about spirit leeches and stuff. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. Let's bring some warriors, hell scourges, and some devotees. We need something to push back the enemy skirmishers, because otherwise everything will get shredded by their blow darts, and that's not ideal. That's not gonna be ideal. Yeah, let's bring one devotees for some shooting. And we can probably try to bring some extra hell scourges, just to have some bodies to jump at the enemy skirmishers. Alright, let's think about spell casting. Oh wait, no, Azazel has spell casting. Or I can use Lore of Lore. Nah, I'm gonna use Pavane. Not gonna be bothering about slicing shards, but Lash might be nice. I'm just gonna spam spells. Don't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Blissful Rapture to get a little bit extra oomph when we're in an LH engagement or something like that. I don't know if I want Marauder Horses, because I am worried. I'm kind of worried. Ooh. I might just bring some Seeker Chariots. They're gonna die even to blow dots, but we shall see what happens there. And get a Praeton. Praeton seems to be pretty decent if they're surrounded, and add some physical resistance on top of them. But yeah, you can't use Slanesh army for that. You need Pens and Penetrable Pelt, which only belongs to Lord of Beasts and is accessible via the Beastman roster. I can't do that. So I want to bring the champions again, but actually no, I'm not gonna do that. Grab that, grab that. We still have some money left. Hell's Riders will be our units alongside the Seeker Chariots to jump the enemy skirmishers. And maybe our Chaos Warriors can do a bunch of tanking on the front line. Just eat a bunch of blow dots for our... oh, actually, let's just grab a couple more of these bad boys. Let them deal with the enemy. Yeah, let them deal with the skinks. And then we have a couple Marauders of Spears, and then still have some money left for something. Not sure what. Maybe we can bring one Heartseeker. We have enough money for one Heartseeker. No other characters available. Just bring Heartseeker in case we need to their help to fight Cult 1 Cav. Or maybe not. They're too expensive. how do I kill Cold One Calf? That's a real question here. I don't have a lot of good ideas. Maybe I'll just cut that one out and bring another Pleasure Guard. Once again, bringing Pleasure Guard might not be the best idea, but we shall see what happens. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. I'm just gonna bring Seekers. Can't be bothered with anything else. Yeah, I think that's about it. No money left. Just gotta do it. You know what? I'll just bring another Chaos Warriors. Yeah, we have some shooting in case we need to shoot monsters. Fighting mobility with a ton of mobility on our side. This feels a very... This feels a very early Warhammer 3 army. Minus the, minus the devotees, I guess. The devotees having access to... Giving access to range AP changes things up quite a bit for Slaanesh for sure. At least in my personal opinion, that is. Like, it gives the Slaanesh army a much better chance against like armored single entities at least. Not saying it can turn the matchup entirely. Oh shit. Whoops, sorry. I think I swear there's a little something finicky with my internet recently. Not sure why, but I've been having occasional connection issues. Let me just check. I think this is fine for now. Let me know if there's any like persistent technical issues. Hopefully that was just a minor spike in ping and everything should stabilize. Yep. Anyways, let's see what happens with this battle first. We do need to get this battle through first. I hope this is not a recurring issue. I'm just keeping a side eye on my stream bitrate. Hoping, praying to Sigmar and any gods that are willing to answer my prayers that this doesn't happen again in the stream. Hoping for the best here, fingers crossed. Pain and despair. Alright, I think I am good and ready to go. Just gonna... Alright, just gonna quickly message my opponent there. Good luck, have fun.
Seekers! Look how they dance. Fear our speed.
Actually, I need them in front instead of at the back. Well, there we go.
Do you hope to claim
a ton of skinks. Let's see. It's let's spread out. It's probably I can't see them, but oh, Krogar's gonna hand off the gods Azazel, isn't it? Let's fly away a bit. Behind some trees or something.
Guided by hunger, on the hunt. On the hunt. That is wise. We will hunt. Slaaneshi crossbows. Slaanesh expects suffering.
Ooh, okay. That's not good.
Tear throats. Seeking sin. Drinking pain.
That's not good at all.
Pangs of suffering. A desire granted.
Alright, let's fly back in. Our units over there. And then we can maybe start shooting those guys. Push up our infantry a bit. And start plowing. Oh, fight that, I guess.
Slaneshi crossbows.
We have enough physical resistance that I don't think we need to care too much. Wait, are these? Oh, salamander. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's good damage. Time to back up. Killed them. We mauled those guys there. Let's do a side charge onto the skinky boys.
Warriors of finesse.
Seeking new sensations.
Alright, go and slam those guys down. You guys push up. Seem to be doing well. Time to fall back and you guys start pushing over. Yeah, okay.
Close on the sheep.
Disciplined.
Wait, where's the
devotees.
chariot? Oh, stuck. Completely stuck. Oh, that was a some explosive damage there. Alright, go and fight them. We're doing some good damage. We're taking a shit ton of damage in the process. That's not great. Where's the chariot? Oh, there we go. Time to pull back and go and fight something else, I guess.
Agonizing anticipation.
A gift for you.
These there are too many salamander hunting packs. We don't have enough troops to deal with this shit.
Arcane minds. Delectable.
Wait, where are the chariots? I need you guys out of there, like ASAP.
Submit only.
Alright, go and slam them down so that my infantry can start pushing on or something. Kogara does have Hand of the Gods, just not sure why he's not using it. I'm not complaining, I guess. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. My front line is too expensive. Best tournament of the year so far, not gonna lie, indeed. Well, can I say confidently about that? Turin did hosted another tourney earlier. You can say it's the best Conquest tourney of the year so far. That is definitely accurate. Yeah, but this is definitely not the best performance of Slanesh of the year, yeah, for sure. I should have dumped a rampage on these guys earlier.
So be it.
Damn. Now it's just a bunch of Hell Scourges units trying to hang on. All right, you guys go there. Ooh, it just hurts so much. The salamander hunting packs.
Slaneshi crossbows.
It hurts so much.
Exalted betrayer. Azazel, Prince of Damnation.
Sworn servants.
Also, I didn't really micro these missiles well. They were left kind of alone at the back line there and just got jumped by stuff. Ooh, that's a lot of firepower coming in. Oh, this is not great. They're gonna die and gonna get routed. Not ideal. Hell Scourge's warriors are still holding. I should have cut them and just bring more cavalry, I think. Yeah. I should definitely kept the Seekers, keep all my cavalry in one group instead of splitting them up to two. Just because I just got picked off over there.
Rage and fury.
Frenzied fire.
Agreed.
That was a big mistake on my end.
I am Azazel. They
Well,
will regret.
I guess we'll just have to use whatever we have here.
Arcane minds.
That's a lot of damage, but unfortunately that doesn't really matter anymore. Our units are just getting ravaged on all fronts, and why are you all the way out here? Come back!
Spread corruption. Onward, Northmen.
Come on, stop and brace. Nope, they didn't brace in time.
Azazel, Prince.
Kill those stuff over there. These guys are still holding on fine.
Overwhelming sensation.
Right. Fight that, I guess. Alright, come back, I guess. There's not really much else for you to do. Over there. They're gonna come back right before the white line on it. Why are you walking towards that side? Oh god. Yeah, and he gets lit up by stuff.
So be it.
Not ideal.
Watch me fly. Guiding his life.
Yep, they came back. I don't have any choice but to come back though. Okay. Jump down. Do some fighting. Krogar's probably gonna come in and smack me in the face, which is not ideal.
Azazel, Prince of Damnation.
Somehow, I mean, I'm getting some tickets right now. If I can hold on another 3 minutes, I probably have a chance, I guess. But damn, Azazel's good at killing everything there.
A gift for you. Time to die. Out of my way. Very well.
I can probably try to kill these units. Or let's just jump down, I guess. Not much else to do here. Alright, just kill everything else. I can probably drain everything down with Pavane. And just keep the other unit alive there. And keep routing them. I can probably squeeze out another Pavane at some point.
They will regret that.
I do have terror though, so I can probably route off some stuff if need be.
This way.
I'm gonna forest camp a bit while let Azazel does their thing and kill a few more units before needing to all pull those Chaos Warriors out of the forest. Come on, just knock them out. I need a bit more Winds of Magic for that. They're not capturing.
They will regret that. Legions this way.
Fly up.
Out of my
I'm going to kill that. You guys have to just tank it a little longer.
The demon blade thirsts.
Oh wait, there's a whole unit of Conspirators. Oh, I should have used it on them instead. Okay, this is not great. Not ideal.
Not for all. Legions.
And there's so much firepower coming in.
Seed in my power. I go.
Alright, see if we can tear out those off.
Arcane might. Legions this way. Move.
Okay, we're terror routing. Wait, no. No, they're not. Alright, discourage. Let's go.
For you. Agony and ecstasy.
Fight that.
Prince of Damnation.
What else we can do here?
Agreed.
Okay, can we beat back? Can we beat back Krogar and try to hang on to it? My opponent is capturing the point. Once we lose it, we most likely can't get it back. Nope, they're just moving units over and try to kill me, which is our only chance here. Can those Chaos Warriors hold on? That's the real question. Okay, they're
The arcane.
Oh shit. Okay, that's GG. Misclick. I mean, I don't think we have the most chance here. Not gonna lie, we're just getting swarmed left, right, and center.
Exalted betrayer.
But if anything, Azazel is still hanging on to that balance of power. We need to hold on another minute. While our opponent, man, if we had that with, if we use the Fascination on them instead of the other more tattered unit, maybe we have a better chance. But yeah, I think we managed to hang on for a good while. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. Azazel is just gonna go down. We are gonna do a whip. My very minor damage, not a whole lot of work done. I need another minute. Can Azazel hold on? He is punching back, but he's losing HP as well, left, right, center. And there we go. 1 minute left to the capture point victory, but nope, we just can't hold on with Azazel. And I have no intention to fly around and draw kiter stuff. If we lose it, it is what it is. No! Less than a minute! So close! Well. Yeah, if we use our mobility a bit better, it would definitely be a New Year faction war. Faction war 0-1. Sunrise versus Lizardman. Yeah. If we use our mobility a bit better, then definitely we had a chance here. But holy shit, those Salamander Hunter Pack was definitely a the Achilles heel of all my mobility here. And the chariots didn't do a whole lot. There was no skirmishing unit, and they're kind of expensive. If I instead bought another unit of Hellstrider, it would have probably worked out better for me in the end. But yeah, that just didn't do great. Devotees, they don't have a lot of good targets to shoot at, and they got jumped pretty early by some skinks and got disrupted. So yeah, not the most ideal micro on my end, not gonna lie, but Azazel very much carried that, hard carried the game, and even the Seekers did all right. They earned back their worth, at least close to earning back their worth. But yeah, definitely could have, probably should have just skipped the Seeker chariots, and get another unit of mobility and try and protect those devotees better. That probably would have been the play here. Very nicely played by my opponent with the Lizard Boys. A little bit mistake on the Skink Priest, so I just got to snipe him out early with Azazel, and he can't really use any of those Flock of Dooms. But that pick of triple Salamander Hunting Packs was a devastating choice to my, a devastating counter to my light cavalry. The anti-large explosive damage is really effective against my lightly armored mobility. Hey Grell, doing alright, doing alright. Just having a chill New Year. I was actually working today because I swapped my holidays and stuff. But yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to everyone. I should probably start my stream with that. Happy New Year to everyone who is joining me today on the tournament and starting and checking out these awesome multiplayer action. And a big thanks to everyone for joining in the tourney. I was actually not expecting so many turn up today. But I guess everyone is just free on the last day of their holidays before going into work, right? But yeah, that is our game. We are moving on to the next round, I think. Let's see, how's everything going? We still have some games going on, actually. So I'm just gonna check if there are any replays submitted on... nice pick with the Triple Sallies. Alright. I guess there's no replays just yet, so we're gonna chill a bit and yeah, let's wait and see what's happening next in the tourney. Or maybe I do have... Alright, hold on a second. Gotta do some tournament admin. I think one of our players can't be... yeah, we can't get hold of one of our players. Let me just check in on them and see if I can get him here. Oh, okay. Oh, and here we go. There comes a bunch of there comes a bunch of replays. We can start checking it out. Oh, turn down the character voices a bit. Give me a second. I can turn down the audio of the game. Character audio means the in-game audio, right? Let's see, speech. Let's turn it down to 70%. Let me know if it's still a problem for you. I don't think we have any advice, but just in case. Yeah, let me know if that's still a... Yeah, let me know if it's still a problem with the audio. And then I can... Actually, I'm just going to drop it even more to half. Let me know if it's still a problem. And if that is, I can swap over. I can turn it down even more. Alright, yeah, we got some replays, and, okay, yeah. Looks like, David Phoenix King! I'm seeing you online! Why are you not showing up to your game against Black? Anyways, I'll have to mark you as a Prophet then. Alright, I think I'll just have to forfeit a participant here, because they are not... they're stuck in another game for now. Alright, we are moving on to the next round. Unfortunately, one of the players will be in a bye round. But yeah, we shall move on to the next game in round 2. Oh, it's just a shouting every time I kill you. Yeah. That is true. They do need to make their presence known. I guess it's for a bit of a feedback when you select a unit, but yeah, it's still not ideal. Sometimes it does get a bit distracting. Alright, next up we are fighting Spike with Dark Elves. And yeah, let's see what happens. Alright. Let's set up our next lobby. Get the map up as well. Gorgazan. Ah, very nice and empty map. New Year Faction War. Nice and flat map, great for mobility to maneuver. We're fighting Dark Elves, so we might need more Seekers again. And skip the idea of Seeker Chariots because they're not worth it. Else Riders, just spamming and those a bit. I don't suppose they're gonna bring any AP infantry, right? So I'm just gonna bring a couple warriors again. And... Slangles, it's worth it. The main problem is I'm I'm worried more about Malekith. Malekith and Soul Stealer, that might be a problem. So I'm just gonna Prince Sigvold this one. And Mortal Blow, Auric Armor. Actually, Silver Slash would probably be better here. Alright, oh wait, no. They don't have a spam. They don't spam cheap missile, so I probably can instead go with a Greater Demon and see if I can get some heal from the drain. Seductive Glory would probably be good. Seductive Glory, Feasting on Fear, Blissful Rapture, Pavane, and once again Lash. I've got enough. I think I've got enough control ability. I don't need to worry too much here. Ooh, Soul Siphon. Nah, I'm not gonna use that. Feasting on Fear, Hysterical, Frenzy, Slicing Shards, Phantasmagoria. Alright, now the question is, will they try to box against my units? Ugh, that is always a possibility when you're playing Slaanesh and your opponent has some heavy defensive units and stuff. But we shall see. But yeah, I don't usually play Slaanesh, so I'm usually not quite familiar with the matchups. But we'll try our best here. We'll try our best. And then a few of these. Mobility. And we can get the Hell Scourges instead, because they are a lot sturdier. Oh, we can get another Murder Horseman. And that's about it. Man, Slaanesh units are expensive. Oh, here goes nothing. I don't really want to play with the Pleasure Seekers because they're so fragile. Well, actually, maybe they're just a better version of, yeah, there might just be a better version of the Seekers, so, you know. Maybe this will do? Praying to Slaanesh that they don't bring missile spams. I would be in trouble otherwise. But yeah, let's see what happens. I know you're not a fan, but Slangors trade well into Witch Elves. I think Slangors actually do fairly okay in... I actually feel like Slangors do fairly okay in a decent... Like, in a matchup that is... Like, against units that are not heavy armored, so they're fine. I think I'm slowly warming up to the Slaanesh roster in the DLC. I think they actually are not as bad as I thought them to be. They just need a bit more thought to be actually used well, because at the start I was really not familiar with the Slaanesh game, so which is probably why I didn't get a good use out of them. They just kind of died a bit too fast for me. But I think as I play more Slaanesh in different multiplayer games, things got better, to say the least. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that, and then we need the Pleasure Seekers to chill out at the back. We have the mobility ready. And we need those... We need those, yeah, we need those devotees to, shoot everything down if they are boxing. How do I do a super chat for you? I don't think I turned on super chat. Oh wait, did I turn on super chat? I would appreciate it. But like I'm not gonna lie, the main purpose of starting streams and stuff for me isn't exactly trying to do monetization and stuff. It's always nice to have money on the side, but I think the main benefit for me is not directly. It's not about directly deriving profit from the stream. Actually, let me just message my opponent. When you are, good luck, have fun. Alright. Did I ever turn on super chat on mine? I think I've received super chat once before, but I don't think I did any. Can you? I don't think I did anything specific with the settings ever since I turned on monetization. So maybe there's another button I need to press to get to get super chat again. But anyways, thing is, the main benefit for me on this channel isn't actually about the monetization or the super chat or anything. I think I've mentioned it like once before when I was playing another game that is not Total Warhammer on my channel. That actually the main it's Scourge Runner, so I need to be careful with the shooting and stuff. Oh, actually, I kind of just left my units on the other side. All right. Alright, we can probably trap that one down, and then we can probably do the pleasure send the pleasure seekers out, and ooh, actually, I can just go and chase those down if we want to. Alright, go and fight that. Jump them. Can we? No, we need to be in range first. First of all, we need to be in range. Alright, you guys can start pushing, I guess. Alright, you guys are doing exactly what I want you to do, which is just to draw things back, I guess. Alright, and then jump them, start pushing. The units, you guys can go and jump them at the back there, start pushing. And our pleasure seekers are doing some work. Alright, you guys can pull back, I guess. Alright, you go and fight them again. Alright, pull back. There's no point doing that there. Pull back, you're just getting shot to death right now. Chase them down. You really wanna tussle? You really wanna tussle? Okay, let's tussle then. Alright, you guys go and fight that, go and shoot that, come back. And we are annihilating. Wait, you're transforming now. Okay. I'm healing a bit. I'm just gonna keep healing, I guess. Gonna fight that. Just keep skirmishing, I guess. Alright, you guys finish chasing that. You guys go and fight that. Go and fight that. I still need another 20 seconds for that ability to activate. Okay, push up. Oh, and actually, you know what? You guys finish it. Finish her! Alright, go and shoot that. I need you guys to kill all these mobility if possible. Oh, okay. That is a bit awkward. Alright, just whip that. Keep healing while you're at it. Alright, come back and slam them at the back. Go and fight those. You keep healing on those routed units. Oh, actually fight that. Alright, too late now. You're oh, go and trap that. You're not getting out of there alive. What I oh, these are fine. Why are you missing? Why are you missing that? Alright, you know what? Come over here and fight other stuff. Ooh, that's a lot of friendly fire. Holy shit. Shoot those. Alright, chase that and then go and slam those at the back. Ooh, we're still getting shot, perhaps. Not ideal. Chase that down. Ooh, that's not ideal. It's getting a lot of damage. Alright, I think we can pull back and start shooting Malice or Darkan, whatever he is right now. Chase that down while we heal. We continue our heal. Alright. But yeah, I can talk about a bit more about like the reason why I'm not really fussed about monetization later. But yeah, right now I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Alright, I think we got it. Yeah, nice. Alright. GG. Let's see, that was the Dark Elves. And yeah, we triumphed against the Dark Elves. The Dark Elf cultists and all that was bullied by their no, the emo elves got bullied by their even edgier emo actually horny elves. Right. I think we did okay this time. The Pleasure Seekers and the ability with using the Exalted Keeper of Secrets to control the enemy units, just allowing me to take initiative and a lot of engagements really helped out. Like, and on top of that, the Hellstriders being a lot faster than the Cohen definitely helps me to catch them up and jump them from behind with these relatively weak mobility against the armored elites. And Scourge Rider Chariots, they could have done a lot of good damage to the Exalted Keepers, but I have enough mobility just to keep them busy, either with the Hell Scourges, Hell Striders, or with the Murder Horses of Slanesh. And yeah. I always think that skirmishing against Slanesh is a bad idea because of that. They just have too much good mobility, with a lot of, like, yeah, with a lot of speed and debuffs and effects to catch you. Between... Langors are OP for now at least. Yep, not tested every matchup. They've traded up in every matchup I've done and can be almost as fast as cavalry. Oh yeah, Primal Fury and then being a Slanesh unit. Oh, Pleasure Through Pain has another 20% speed. Okay, that's quite crazy because 50 base speed plus 30%. That's like what? 65 speed? That's like the speed of a heavy cavalry. Yeah. But yeah, GG. That was a fun battle, and the Pleasure Seekers does so much damage. They are very fragile, but once they get a charge or a flanking charge on a unit like the Sirens of the Red Ruin, back in the front line there, they just absolutely melt units. Yeah, and the Medusa just died since she was not exactly a tanky unit anyways. But yeah. And obviously Exalted Keeper of Secrets did a lot of good damage in the battle as well. Sniping out the Siren and then sniping out the Sorceress as well. And just army losses, Marvelous Dark Blade. And I got traded well in the front line 2 with my more elite infantry. GG to have opponent there, and yeah, we are moving on to round 3, I think. Let me just check. Alright. Looks like there are still a couple matchups happening right now. Nice, we have some more replays coming in. I just can't cast them for now. You can actually chase off routing heavy cav with a Tattered Slangor unit, perhaps. Especially if there is poison debuffing a routed heavy cavalry even, but we shall see in the future. Wait, hold on. I think I've got another connection issue. Let me just check with the internet. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened to the internet. There was just a stutter. There might be just something change. Yeah, that might just be something. I swear I just have some internet spikes recently, but I'm not sure why with the network. But I honestly, I'm not sure. Apologies about that. Like the internet overall seems to be fine. It's just like a few seconds stutters. I have no idea why. But yeah, I just hope it doesn't go and turn into a bigger problem or anything. But yeah, right now we seems to be on round 3. Oh, we're fighting race. This is gonna be tough, and we're against Kislev. Yeah, with all their missile infantry, I don't know how good my I honestly don't know how good my mobility spam can do against that faction. We shall see here. Let me just quickly host and get my opponent over. Alright. But yeah, back to my back to the issue of super chat and stuff. Like the main benefit of this channel isn't like other than just having a place to play multiplayer and 20s and stuff like that. The main thing is actually not the monetization. It's great to have some spare change for like new games and stuff. I'm very grateful for that. Every view does contribute to YouTube paying me ad spends and stuff, but yeah, the main benefit for me of this channel is just having a track record of video editing and content creation. That helped me find my current job, which is in working in video games in like social media marketing and stuff, which like it worked out for me. It's a monetary benefit, but not a direct one. And yeah, which is why I'm not too fussed about like getting like trying to push for more income or anything on this channel. It's just I like doing it. I try to keep it as a hobby and to just keep that pressure off of content creation instead of trying to oh, this is I've got money on the line for this. Like it's very understandable to do it for a lot of people, and it's a very justifiable reason as well. It's for me, it's just I treat this more as like a hobby. I get some streams, get some video recording, chill, and just share multiplayer action with everyone else, and yeah. And that's just more enjoyable for me that way, and also like I don't have anything on the line for this, other than my sanity in bad matchups. That's a different thing, but yeah. So overall, it's just I just haven't really. I'm not I'm not really like diligent in trying to get the monetization and stuff set up on my end. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, anyways, I'm not sure where my opponent is. Hopefully they will show up at some point soon. We're fighting kids left, so it's not gonna be an easy one. And I'm just keeping a side eye on the bitrate, just staring at it. I don't know what's gonna happen with it anytime, but yeah. They are not showing up yet? They might be AFK even? What? I mean, they are certainly playing the game today. They might just be on the bathroom break or something. Yeah, anyways, we can build our army while waiting for them. In the front line, I'm not bringing Slangos for this. They're just gonna get shot to death by pistols and arrows. That's not gonna happen. So Hill Scourges and just a bunch of Marauders who can die to a gruesome death. A couple of Seekers, because I need them. I'm thinking of using Pleasure Seekers, but I'm also afraid they're just gonna die. I'm gonna bring Pleasure Guards and Champions in general. That probably might work better. Start the tickets countdown. What? Oh. Okay, let's see. Tickets countdown is... Ticket countdown takes 600, so 10... Wait, shit, it takes 10 minutes? It takes a full 10 minutes? I didn't even realize. Okay, yeah, I'll it takes a 10 minutes countdown. If they don't show up in 10 minutes, we'll just have to mark this as a draw or something. I sure hope they show up, because like they were online. I'm not sure if they're still able to play. Well, in the meantime, actually, I'm just gonna cast a battle while we wait for them. Because we have a lot of replays anyways, might as well just start going through them. Get some extra multiplayer action going instead of waiting. Okay, let's find a short one and see what happens. Alright, this one seems to be short. Let's jump in. Oh, looks like he just replied. I'm not sure what's happening with my internet today. That's weird. Never had this issue before. That was weird. Just getting constant weird ping spikes. Okay, I need to check what the fuck is happening with my internet. Yeah, probably not right now. I need to go and find my opponent first. Like, it's a weird 2-3 second spike. It doesn't make sense. Slango's Vanguard could, so you could get straight into the Armored Corsairs. I'm still gonna get shot to death, dude. I'm still gonna get shot the shit out of my Slangors though. Maybe from behind, maybe, but it's not that hard to turn around and you start shooting either. So yeah, it's not ideal. I'll just have to kill Warriors of Slanesh this one. Oh, no more glitches this? I guess the buffering helped? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see, the color? I'm gonna get that Frost, which is a problem here, and I can't bring... I can't bring a Keeper of Secrets because of the mass shooting available. What if I can't do Forsaken either. I'll just have to Pleasure Guard Champions. Maybe some Slangos in the next game. You know what? I'll just bring a couple on this one. Flesh of Kislev though is a pretty big map, so it's not like I can Vanguard deploy them easily without getting shot. Maybe next New Year's. Oh, that would take a while, dude. That would take a while. The Kala can't heal. The mask can, but I don't really want to take the mask. It's very strong to a point that I'd rather just play with something else. Just to check stuff out and have more fun with that. Alright, they can't do... Okay. What we can try is they can't do... Yeah, they can't... Slicing Shards. I'm gonna bring Slicing Shards in case they box up. But yeah, what they Soul Feeder, Blissful Rapture, and I'm gonna skip Blissful Rapture. Rob Torment though. Demonic Steed, another Demonic Steed with the Lord, Euphoric, and Speed Reduction, so we can catch up with things, and with the Pleasure Guard right behind them, and we're out of money. Fuck. Shit. The mobility is gonna kill us, isn't it? Too much infantry. I want. I'll have to skip the Slangor idea. I'm sorry. I want to try and fit them in. It just doesn't. It's just not happening. I don't think it will work here. We need to kill the mobility. That's a big problem. And we don't have a. I guess we'll need to grab a few Furies. Yeah, let's see what happens. This is a meme build. This is not the most ideal build, but we shall see what happens. I'll just bring Sigvold, whatever. Silver Slash, Auric Aura, Auric Armor, and I can probably fit. Oh, I'll just get a Chaos Steed here and call it a day. It's literally just using the champions to brute force the front line while getting shot to death in the process, maybe. This is not ideal. Instead of Hell Scourges, maybe something like that, and then maybe I can squeeze out some more money for another. Yeah, for another Hellstrider. No, they're just gonna get swarmed by armored cavalry of the Kislevites. Forsaken, and then use Langos when you want, but bookmark this. They're way better than you were saying the other day. Yes, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. I just don't know how they. I don't feel like they would perform in front of a Kislevite bullet screen. Oh wait, no, we can fit 2 Slangos. Oh, whatever. I'll just fit them in. Fuck it. Let's go. Doesn't matter. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I'm gonna switch back to a Lord idea. And then cut one of these Marauders. Cut a couple of these Marauders so I can fit the Chaos Demonic Steed on both characters. Get some armor piercing unit on the field, and then get another Chaos Warriors. That'll do. That'll be our army here with a heavy core and then just a couple light units to flank. Probably gonna end badly, but we shall see what happens. Also, fingers crossed, praying to Slanesh we don't suffer the pain of lag again. Like, I'm just not sure how, but I'm just constantly getting lag spikes. Occasional lag spikes. Not even in the stream, but also like when I'm off stream and doing stuff on my own too. So which is not ideal. Oh, it's coming again. It's coming again. Alright. Oh. It happens when I'm loading into a game. Same goes for what happened just now when I loaded into a replay. That was weird. Is it something caused by Steam client? Or or by whatever they use to fix the weird server issues? I don't know. Anyways, that's our army here. We're just gonna rush with our front line with no cavalry at all. Brute forcing this shit. And see what happens. Ready when you are. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, and we shall wait for this to start. Oh no, is it a bear spam? Oh, did I bring slicing shorts? I did? I don't know. No? Oh no! My opponent brought bear spams? It's... Huh. Maybe I can do this? Maybe? How big is slicing short? Oh, not big enough. Smaller than I would like for sure. Internet, what are you doing? Like, I'm sure the internet has enough stuff to handle this. It's just not. Oh, double bear. I should have expected this, to be honest. Oh, at least they're not taking... Oh shit. Slangos are gonna die. Yeah, whatever. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Let's just send out our Chaos Warriors for a bit. What happens if I toggle increase armor piercing damage? I'll probably need that. Oh, these guys are have to stay back. Alright, go and fight the bear, I guess, and then drop some slicing shards on... Oh, I can do that. Alright. Can we break them from one side? Oh no, they're dodging it! It's not doing enough damage. Ah, shit. The slicing shard gambit is not working. Ain't working. Alright, fight that, I guess. The slicing shard idea ain't working. And everything's dying in the front line. Oh shit. That's definitely not ideal. Man, Boris is strong too. I probably should have expected this monster spam, but yeah, that's not ideal. Alright, you guys come over and fight Boris and try to kill him, I guess. He's isolated! This is your chance, guys! Okay, try and kill these while you're at it. Ignore that guy at the back. Alright, you guys want to fight that. Go and flank the guy from the side. I really need to use every single bit of combat advantage I can hold on to here. Alright. Slicing short. Oh, and fucking Orica. Orica is a nuisance for sure. Can I at least take out Boris though? Seems to be working. Okay. Oh shit! That killed. That killed all my guys instead. Alright, well, that was not ideal. Alright, my lord is not happy about getting slapped by Boris Todbringer. Oh no, the blade is killing them. Alright, you have to get out of there. My internet is not happy about this. Just knock him out. Just kill him. No, that's not happening. The kill is not happening. Alright. Can I get another slicing shard at least? Alright, wait, where's Boris? Oh, Boris down! Boris down, that's good news, but everything else is also down on my side. Not ideal. I dumped too much stuff trying to kill Boris, I guess. Oh, the Slangors are doing alright. All things considered. Just that we have too much stuff to kill. Now. Yeah, I need to check the internet and see what's happening here. Because I've also been having issues with my normal internet endeavors. So I don't fucking know. Oh, we need to kill that? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't think I can win this one. I took too much damage with everything else. Stomp something. I just have to charge that one, don't I? Oh, he's gonna die. But at least he's gonna drop a bomb and try and change things a bit. Alright, you go in to the side. These unbreakable guys are just fighting on. And are absolutely slapping the elemental bear though. That was interesting to see. But then there's a second elemental bear they need to fight, and they're constantly getting Malkoffs, which is a problem. The Pleasure Guard are doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's just that they don't have enough HP to tank through this shit. You can go and fight that. Nope, army losses. These Pleasure Guard tried their best. But the bears are too much. I guess I'm glad my opponent didn't bring a heal spam. So there's that. Alright, I'll see these Pleasure Guard goes down. Can we actually bring down the elemental bear? These 3 unit models might be enough. Anyways, I'm just gonna call it a day. Yeah, my opponent did bring a box build. I was kind of prepared for it, but not entirely. Like, I wasn't prepared to deal with the elemental bear. The Pleasure Guard did quite well, honestly. No, not the puns! Oh, these puns are unbearable, I'll tell you that much. It's too much to bear indeed. It's too much weight. I think the Slangos did alright, all things considered. Like, this is not a fight they want to be in, but they still managed to earn back their worth overall. I mean, this one almost earned back their worth, but yeah, all things considered, they did perform pretty well. I definitely, I kind of threw my game away there, trying to goon out Boris with everything around him, turning his short blade extremely deadly, just killing everything around him. But yeah. If my lords could have been kept alive, I think I have a good chance. If my characters could have been kept alive instead of getting nuked by short blade, it would have been fine, I think. But yeah, these are like, yeah, they just took too much damage fighting Boris there. Like, we even got him isolated and beat up pretty badly. It's just my own characters are pretty down. Yeah, pretty depleted after that, and they couldn't stay in the fight and turn the tide at all. While Ulrika was just keeping units around him. Oh wait, Toothgrass Hill is bugged? I was not aware of that. What's the problem with that map? I'm not entirely sure. Let me just mark it on my sheet first. I have like a sheet for maps. What's the bug with Toothgrass Hill? Because I can swap it. Or if players are already starting, then I'm not gonna bother changing the map, I don't think. Yeah, players are already starting, so I'm not gonna bother changing it. Hopefully it's not a big deal. But yeah, these bears are so menacing. Slapped everything on my side, and I could have tried tanking. Like, if my characters are alive, I could have tried gooning them down with the help of the Pleasure Guard, but I just don't have any of that in the late game. Because I still have quite a sizable force of infantry remaining, thanks to the slicing charts weakening some of the remaining infantry, right? Siglo says it's fine, it should be fine then. Alright, cool. We'll keep playing with that then. I mean, I don't think it should be as much of a problem as my occasional lag, I don't think. Super minor issue, alright. Sounds good. In that case, I'm just gonna keep playing with the Toothgrass Hill. I'm just gonna skip that, avoid that in the next tourneys. But for now, we're playing with Toothgrass Hill in the next matchup. Rekady with as our opponent there. Toothgrass Hill. Let me just swap over and invite my opponent over as well. But yeah. I don't think I was a big Slanesh fan before, but I think I was... Not only was I warming up to the DLC, I'm also warming up to the whole roster in general after the DLC, playing with them a little bit more. Gooning with Pleasure Guard, yes, that's exactly what the fucking Slanesh army would do. Characters gooning with each other. Bearskins is more than bearskin. Okay, okay, stop with your furry bullshit before I need to ban you all. Or before YouTube strikes down my stream. They probably won't. I don't think they will, but yeah. Anyways, we are going with Slash once again. I think we can justify some Slangos this time. Just bring a couple. Oh, is everyone needing to change the map? In that case, if you need to change the map, okay, we have more voices about changing maps now. In that case, just do Out of Outskirts, the first one I can see. All right. Alright, let's just do Out of Outskirts. If players already started their game, don't worry about it, but... I suggest if you want specific new maps, then maybe you want to lead with the new specific map. Yeah, maybe you want to try and lead with the new map. I should play an extra match on Toothgrass Hill afterwards. Alright, Corio, you're playing against me on Toothgrass Hill afterwards if you want. I'm happy to play a game, but I need an opponent to play against, so you have to volunteer. Anyways, we are going Out of Outskirts. But Pillar of Bone is a nice map. You can play on it if your opponent is fine with Pillar of Bone. I don't really care. But yeah, like if you want to play on a different map, just go ahead, I guess. Don't worry about it. Oh, I didn't even realize Toothgrass Hill has this bug. Okay, I don't really play with Toothgrass Hill. Usually it was just on a randomly generated list of maps for the 20. Okay, I'm gonna mark it down on my list of maps. And I'm just gonna avoid it for now, for in the future. But anyways, we're fighting our opponent, Recady. And I'm not sure what to do with a CD matchup. I'm kind of worried they're gonna mass spam. Yeah, I'm kind of worried they're gonna spam mass. Oh, maybe this is the time for chariots. But yeah, I'm gonna bring one, because they're probably still gonna die horribly. A line of marauders to the front line, probably just gonna get bombed to shit. A couple Chaos Warriors maybe. That's already a shit ton of money. I'll bring Sigvald the Magnificent. So Sliver Slash for damage output and Auric Armor for tankiness. And then just a bunch of Hell Striders. And a caster. I need a caster. Ooh, this might be another time for a Rod of Torment and Slicing Swords. Actually, Lord of Shadows would probably be makes more sense. I'm not gonna bring Soul Feeder, Rod of Torment, Pit of Shades, and Melkoffs. These two would be fine, I think. There's no really point to use other stuff. I can't really catch their single entities anyway, so the single entity debuffs don't work. Mobility. I need skirmishers, I think. Like, I don't need a lot, but a couple would be nice. Damn it, I need 200 more gold. What can I spare in terms of money? Not much. Actually. Yeah, I think that would do, and then swap that into a Outskirts Marauder. And then just add Soul Feeder. Well, Soul Feeder, yeah, Soul Feeder heals, so whatever. I'm gonna be spamming spamming spells anyway, so whatever. Just upgrade them a little bit, and then 0 funds left over. It's a perfect army. You can put the Snungles on the edges and do a sneaky flank around their front line. I feel like what the problem is that, that is a good idea. It's just take them kind of a long while to get through. But if I can Vanguard deploy them in the Vanguard deployment zone, they can probably get around easier. I can definitely try that out. Tequila likes to do that with Rangers, and Slangos are better and faster. Honestly, Slangors are so much better than Rangers. So you're probably right on that one. I just don't know if mobility, if the mobility of an infantry unit is fast enough for that. Against this low faction, probably like the Killstorms. We can try. I might just deploy them around here and here. Just like here, and then try to get around. But either ways, I have a lot of mobility. So, I'm just gonna scatter them around. Actually, I'm gonna leave one unit at the back line to protect these rather fragile devotees. And okay, these guys are gonna be at the center there, holding the line, and then everything else is just kind. Oh wait, no, wrong unit, wrong unit. Yeah, holding the line. These guys, alongside my mobility, are just gonna scatter all over the battlefield there. Just Vanguard deployed all over the place, and these guys will be skirmishing. These two are just gonna stand in the front line there to start shooting and stuff. And I do have one chariot that I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just gonna hide it behind some trees. Hopefully they don't die. Alright, there we go. We're done. Ready when you are. Good luck, have fun to my opponent there. And yeah, let's see. Alright, looks like my opponent needs a little bit of time to get ready, so we're just going to be waiting a bit. Oh, I totally forgot you can hit Alta and then you can see the terrain penalties. Alright. Need to know, actually. That would be nice to know. But yeah, I do wonder what the Killstones would do here. I guess one idea is just to spam missiles with a lot of blunderbusses, but they're kind of prone to getting swarmed by the Slaanesh mobility, so I don't think that would be the idea here. I don't think that would be the ideal approach. Or they might just go box with a shit ton of explosives from their infernal iron swans. Iron Swan is just such a good unit, honestly. Tanky, fighty, like it does decent damage and can absolutely wreak havoc among, like, just hold on forever and at the same time wreak havoc among lighter infantry lines. Alright, looks like our opponent is also ready. Let's go. Ooh, that's a heavy front line, which is why we have... Oh, fuck. That was fast! Alright, let's just go and start fighting them. We have a lot of mobility on the other side. Scooch on over with the mobility stuff. Try to hunt them down. We do have a shit ton of mobility ready to go. Oh shit, we are getting shot pretty badly too. That's not ideal. And my character core is just too heavy, too slow to respawn. That's not ideal. Alright. We can probably catch one of these units in melee. Alright, we caught them. Just keep pushing, I guess. We can definitely catch them. Alright, catch those as well. Alright, they're chased off the map. We can bring them back on over. That's why you don't want to bring skirmishers against Slaanesh. They're too fast. They're definitely too fast. Alright, catch the other side as well. We just keep moving. Blunderbusses are too slow to respawn, and then we can just poise our units ready to jump them. Alright, go and chase that unit while you're at it. Alright, cool. Pick those units off. But yeah, I feel like Slaanesh is really it's a faction that really exacerbates skill gap, I would say. Like, the more obvious the skill, like, it just makes skill gaps a lot more obvious than they actually are. Just because of how fragile the unit is, it just expands the, like, it just makes the skill gap a lot more obvious and apparent. Even if they are not that, yeah. Like, it just magnifies every single mistake. Regardless where you are fighting as Slaanesh or against Slaanesh. Like this mistake, like saw me making that little micro mistake earlier. That's just a miss I had. Like, yeah, it just makes a small miss like that, temporarily getting my infantry stuck on, getting my cavalry stuck on enemy infantry. Just a lot more hurtful because of that, because of how quick they die. And if your units manage to if your units got caught by a Slaanesh unit, the extreme damage means that they'll punish that mistake a lot faster than your normal units. Alright, let's just fight. Just get away from there and start shooting that. And you guys come over and start helping out Sigvold, because he is obviously dying there. Oh, that explains. Getting absolutely slapped by everything left, right, and center. Alright, cool. Sigvold is not enjoying this shit. Holy fuck, he's getting slaughtered. in this fight. Alright, I need those mobility to try and help him out. Not though the melee attacks that he doesn't have enough. Oof. Run! Run, Sigvold! Run! Oh, he got routed. That's not ideal. Slow him down. Let my character take the. Let my other healthier character take the fighting for now. Missile, start shooting. Oh, they're just force pathing their way through. That's not ideal. Okay. They're overextending though, so that is buying me some very precious moments to keep doing damage. Yeah. I think we're doing okay. Sigvold is getting out of there alive. And we are punishing the Saucer Prophet for now. I don't know how long we can punish them. I don't have Pavane to just keep them locked down or anything. Those Scourgers are doing alright. Yeah, just go and kill this Saucer Prophet. Just keep shooting this Bullseye and Tora. And slow them down, so just keep shooting them, just keep everything, start shooting them. The infantry is holding on just fine, it's just we need to kill. Oh, the Blazing Beards are just kind of inundated with my infantry, which is fine. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that to happen. Javelins continues to shoot, and that's trapped. You start running back over there, and I'm just gonna keep sending more poison debuffs. Oh, well, I guess that's GG for Sigvold. He just took too much damage, and not even the healing can save him this time. He's just gonna get Spirit Leech down. And he goes down. Damn it. Well, at least we dealt with their Saucer Prophet then. All the infantry did their job. But yeah, like, CD, like, every mistake just gets a lot more obvious when Slaanesh is on the field. If Slaanesh units get caught, it will just quickly dies, making even the slightest slip up a lot more painful. If a Slaanesh if a Slaanesh army manages to exploit a mistake, they have enough punch to immediately explode, immediately exploit and exacerbate that mistake, exacerbate that disadvantage, or advantage. Take advantage of an opponent's mistake, making the damage a lot more obvious, and which is why I feel like if I play as a normal player against a Slaanesh player with higher skill level than me, then it's very easy for me to just get picked off because of higher mobility and a much faster army that can respond to all my moves a lot better, respond to my mistakes a lot better, and I don't have the kind of reaction speed to keep up, especially when my army is a lot slower, right? But yeah, Slaanesh is a very powerful army in the right hands. I mean, I still made a lot of mistake here, just like this Seeker Chariot. Once again, just not doing enough damage to justify its worth, but yeah. I managed to get a really good catch outside the enemy formation. That's why you don't really want to bring skirmishing cavalry against Slaanesh. Just because it's very hard to keep it alive in front of their much faster mobility with a lot of tools to catch you. With poison, with a rampage, with Melkoff's slow effect, they just have a lot of tools to dictate the mobility game. And I don't think a lot of factions can handle that. Saucer Prophet of Death did a good number on Sigvold and actually sniped him out before he managed to recover his HP. Got a really good snipe out of there. I was too confident on Prince Sigvold's tankiness, and totally forgot about the fire damage on a flying cow. That cut down his healing and make him a lot more vulnerable to get killed. He also doesn't have the most HP pool, so the high weapon strength on a flying cow really helps. But I did manage to catch those Blazing Beards and a Granite Guard with those AoE damage from my Chaos Saucer of Shadows. And of course, there's not much to challenge my Hellscourge warriors with their supreme melee defense. So yeah, GG to my opponent there, and that concludes our run for today's tourney. I'm surprised not to see more guns or Kadai Destroyers. Actually, you're right, Kadai Destroyers would be quite good against Slanesh, considering they are not really good against monsters. But I do have the Devotees, so their armor piercing fire certainly will help. Yeah. Which is why I think the Devotees are a very key addition to the Slanesh army. They gave Slanesh another way to deal with enemy monsters. If I had the... Okay, to be fair, if I have the Devotees against the Kislevi army, maybe I stand a better chance against their army. Maybe. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this run of tourney. Armor piercing. I mean, isn't it armor piercing? Yeah, it's armor piercing. Wait. Wait, what the fuck? I thought it's armor piercing. What the fuck? 9 armor piercing weapon strength. What? CA, you really hurt my feelings with that one. They wish they had that, they wish. I wish too. I thought they had armor piercing. That explains why they're not doing jack shit. Oh, can I sue CA for falsifying descriptions on their products? Yeah, I feel like I need to call in the witch hunter and start and accuse CA of fraudulent business practices, fraudulent product description. What do you mean armor piercing with only 9 armor piercing damage and 15 non-armor piercing damage? They did in the beta test, if I remember correctly. That's true. I wasn't keeping tabs on that. Damn it, I should have. Yeah. To be fair, they would definitely be a lot more powerful if they are actually majority armor piercing. And that might be actually a bit broken. Because right now I think it was fine. It's fine. They're not doing as much damage as I would like when I was playing as Slanesh. But if I'm playing against them, I certainly wouldn't want them to do all that armor piercing damage. They got more base missile damage, which flipped them to non-AP. That makes sense. Alright, anyways, that is it for our battle here. Oh yeah, that's also the reason too. I like this pre-release balance patch, actually. Because a lot of my first impression of Slanesh army / DLC units being shite is because I played them in the early access before they got the rebalance patch. Before the DLC launch. So that's why I thought they're shit and had a shit opinion about them, and I didn't play them a lot afterwards. And then I started playing them again and I started warming up to the new roster. So that's probably why. But yeah, that's it for today's tournament for the live replay section, the live casting section at least. We have a lot of replays, so stay tuned. I'm gonna take a quick water break and I'll be back. But yeah, stay tuned and we'll be going into the replay section of the tourney. And I also need to download the replays too. Give me a second. And I'll do the announcement for. Okay, I think that is the replay. Okay, yep, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything, and yeah, we have all the replay saved. We can be ready for the replay casting. But before that, I need a quick water break, and then I'll be back for more multiplayer action. So yeah, give me a minute. Let me just put up the text there. And we can start soonish again. Justice for Toothgrass. Oh wait, Kirill. Give me a second. I really need the water break. I will come back, and we can start playing the Toothgrass Hill battle. Alright, Corio, let's do this. Do you have a lobby? Let me just check Discord. Oh, you do have a lobby. Let me just jump on over. I will keep playing as Slanesh. Just because I, oh, and water break text. Let me just do that. I finally remember this time. Alright, Slanesh versus Greenskins. Two light and fast factions. Let's see what happens here. Maybe I can justify bringing Slangos again. And I'm not bringing... This is rough. Because Spirit Leech is still the Achilles heel of a bunch of my characters. I can bring a Sorcerer Lord because that's not helping. With, I'll just have to bring Soul Feeder and Sick Fold again, maybe? Alright, anyways. One Devotees of Slanesh. Just to make sure they can do some good damage. Just to counter shoot enemies and stuff. Not that they can actually... I think they have enough range, actually. Anyways. I do have to be prepared for a Black Orc. Black Orcs might be... Ooh, Black Orcs might be a problem here. Alright, then Pleasure Guard. Champions. I'll bring a Pavane Caster. And Phantasmagoria would be nice. And just not gonna the Soul Feeder. Just get them on horseback. Oh, actually, Demonic Steed might make sense. And then a Lord as well. Because I don't want to bring Mask. Mask is probably the more ideal option, but I just don't want to bring them. Right, once again, double characters. They should do decent in a melee fight. And of course, bring my my beloved Champions of Slanesh. A front line of Marauders and maybe a couple Hell Scourges. Black Orcs will still be a problem, but hey, I'll just have to try. And yeah. Oh, I don't have money now? Ugh, I'll just have to skim. Yeah, I'll just have to skim some of my units. Isn't the tournament finished? I did promise Curio to play on Toothgrass Hill. He wants to bring justice to Toothgrass Hill. So this is not a tourney battle, it's just an extra thing we do on the side. Ooh, this is the Toothgrass Hill extra match. Yes, that is indeed. Because Toothgrass Hill apparently was bugged and I had to swap to Altdorf Outskirts. But then, seems like Curio is really passionate about Toothgrass Hill. But yes, Ludero, spoilers alert for everyone. Ludero, congratulations for the win in the 20. I'll make an announcement after I'm done with this. But actually, after I'm done with the stream, because I don't want to spend some time typing and everyone waiting. But I will make an announcement, and yeah. But yeah, anyways, congrats to the domination of this 20 and the first win of 2026. Half of your army was outside of map. Shit. I'm looking forward to what happens to my army then. That'll be funny. Oh shit, I probably need some fairies. Furies, not fairies. What? Nope, definitely not fairies. Can I get? Nope, I can't get. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, I still can't get them. I can't squeeze out any more money. That's the problem here. Like, all the other Chaos Warriors just doesn't have enough melee defense against a Black Orc. Strongest player of the first day of 2026 so far. You're the strongest player of 2026 so far. But yes, that is not wrong, technically. The best kind of not wrong. Ah, fuck it. I'll just bring another Fury unit, maybe. Fury? Wait, what if they want to do boxes again? I'm scared. I'm scared. What if they want to box again? Ain't that gonna be a problem? Alright, I'd bring us a big element just in case. That's our elite infantry unit, and we have no mobility. Fuck me. I guess I'll just have to delete one of the items and just bring another Hell's Rider. Let's go. It's probably not gonna be great, but yeah. Let's see what happens here. But yes, Ladero, you are the strongest player of 2026 so far. Okay, I see what the problem is. Fuck. I see. Can this battle even be played at all? What the fuck? What the fuck? That is not a minor bug. This is not a minor bug. What do you mean it was a minor bug, guys? No! What the fuck? Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm forced to corner camp. Problem? Yes! You can look at my screen, Curio. Look at the deployment zone and the playable zone. Look at the white line. This is, I don't even know what this is anymore. What the fuck? What do you mean ready? Good luck, have fun. What the fuck? I'm corner camping. Oh shit, I can't capture the point. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I guess I'm also ready. Kind of. Good luck, have fun. No! I can't move! Wait, what? Wait, what? Are we supposed to play here? Oh god, what are we doing? Alright, let's go. This is just a blob of, I don't fucking know what's happening anymore. Alright, let's go. We'll fight. We'll fight. Alright, Pleasure Guard, I need you to delete that Ragnarok Queen while everything else start pushing. A real warrior fights all kinds of battles, doesn't matter what this. Alright, start fighting. Just keep killing that. Bringers of Big Alman, you guys pull back. Oh shit, this is not good. They're gonna buff up everything in there. Ghost Warriors, alright, single-handedly holding back like half an army on the other side. I'm so very grateful for their existence. I'm trying desperately to kill things in there, but I can't make this work. Salvage or Piggins, you can have that. Oh shit, this guy is dying. And he'll pull them back. And the Pleasure Guard is not doing enough damage. Savage or Biggins are very savage indeed, doing all the damage. I don't. What? What am I doing? What's happening? I don't understand. I don't understand anymore. All right, let's move these guys over. You guys keep shooting. Maybe we can try and tangle with those. Why are you moving into melee? What is happening? Alright, let's go that way. Pleasure guard. Oh, the Spanish caster is dying. Oh, okay. That's not ideal. And they're gonna go straight off the map, isn't it? Come on, you can recover. No, oh, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. We can get another pavane soon. Get another pavane on something. I should have brought slicing shards, damn it. The warriors are holding on. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. Okay, I need to drop another bomb on something, which I guess these will do. These will do. They're stacked up on top of each other. Oh, let's go and fight Warzak while we're at it. Ooh, the big bomb. Let's pull back with these guys. We're doing a lot of damage, but Wa is also doing a lot of damage, damn it. Right. I'm gonna pull back with this. They are going straight off the white line, which is great. Great stuff for us, I guess. Great news. Alright, go ahead and fight that, and you pull back a bit. Because you're gonna die in there, I think. Alright, they're all routed. Come back. I think we're doing alright, all things considered. We are outgrinding them with the Hell Scourges. And the devotees held on. They managed to hold on. That's pretty good. Alright, chase them down. You guys pull back, face the other side so you stop wasting ammo or something. And bring us some Beguilment. Down to 8 models, boy. They're still holding on. Holy shit. The most elite of demons, I guess. You know what? We can just rampage that. And delete the Savage Orcs with our army ability. Just delete that. I don't think we need that anymore. Alright, you guys go and fight that. Just delete them and go and rampage. Go and euphoric rampage Warzak. And I think we're good. We managed to outgrind the green skin army. The Savage Orc. Wow. I guess the great thing is just my opponent didn't bring any armor piercing other than boars, so we managed to hold on with the Hell Scourges. Oh no! But damn, that was oh. It's not only half an army outside of the deployment zone. What the fuck was that? Holy shit. Yeah, that was more than just being a minor bug. Yeah, that was my mistake. I should have known better. Oh no, what was that? What was that map? Oh god. Yeah, that was definitely more than more than acceptable as a bug. Yeah. All right, GG. That was a fun scrap. Totally was not expecting that to happen. But yeah, that was the end of today's live battle section. We're moving on into the replays now. We do have quite a few, so let's get started. Okay, let's see. This is the first game we played. Let's start with Kislev versus High Elves. Race versus Pigman, or War God YouTube. I think, yeah, I think Pigman has his own YouTube channel. So yeah, go and check it out if you want to see more multiplayer content. But yeah, Race going with Kislev, indeed a very menacing faction with a line of Cossars, armored and unarmored, both Internet? Be good. Stop lagging. Alright. I think there was another lag spike for some reason. Every time I load in, there's a lag spike. So it's almost as if it's the game. I don't fucking know. Alright, so armored Kossars in the front line there, a couple heavy war sleds at the back there, Kislevites warriors, and a bunch of Kossovite dervishes, and just a whole lot of Kossovite dervishes, and 2 Griffin legions. Some elite cavalry of the Kislevites, being a more elite version of winged hussars. But yeah. Led by an Ice Witch of Tempest and Golden Knight Nariska Lesa, a very menacing presence on the battlefield to deny enemies from casting spells and using abilities. Wait, they didn't bring Silence, just coming in as a bodyguard character and a duelist. Interesting. A couple heavy war slats, and on the other side, we are seeing some Lothan Sky Cutters. Haven't seen these guys in a while, even after the DLC has launched, because I haven't seen a lot of high elf games, and I haven't seen a lot of high elf players using them. They can't do. Wait, hold on. These are bolt throwers. They're shit. Why are you using them? No. But yeah, anyways, bolt throwers, I don't like them, even if they're on a sky cutter. I like the regular ones more, but they take a long time to actually do damage, and will probably lose in a firefight against heavy war sleds. So I guess that's why they're going with the bolt throwers, who can shoot from a longer range and threaten these heavy war sleds without getting shot in return. Anyways, for the rest of the high elf army, a front line of ships company, these guys are basically staple of all the high elf army now, because nobody wants to pay extra for the regular spears, and instead just paying cheap stuff for a cheaper infantry front line, backed up by a bunch of archers with some with light armor, some without, with 3 units of dragon princes, one of them the regiment of renowned fireborn, led by a Alivanar and a mage of life with earthblood to heal those dragon princes. Already you can see the bolt throwers are trying to focus down the heavy war sleds, but not doing a lot of damage, taking their time. That's the problem. That's the problem with bolt throwers. Unlike DPS specific units like, say, cannons and stuff, they just don't do as much damage with their focused shots. Anyways, high elves are holding their ground, just kind of skirmishing, using the scatter shots to pepper down the enemy formations, but then they are getting shot by those Strout Sea guns on the heavy war sleds. Ships Company is the greatest, and only virtue is being cheaper unit. And only virtue is being the cheaper unit in the roster. Basically, like, high elves are just so expensive, you need the cheapest unit you can get for frontline. Which is why nobody uses rangers. They're kind of shit and they're expensive. It's not worth it. But Ships Company is absolute dirt cheap and still having decent stats too, thanks to martial prowess. So, yeah. They're gonna hold the line for a bit. But anyways, bolt throwers are throwing bolts. So we're just gonna wait and see what's happening to the frontline engagement there. Like, it's a skirmish phase. We're just gonna fast forward a bit here. As the bolt throwers continues to throw bolts and soften up the enemy front line, but not doing a whole lot of damage after using noticeable ammo. Finally, archers approaching the enemy front line, doing a bit more work now. You can see that the bolt throwers are just not great, honestly. 300 damage after using almost half their ammo. Yeah, not great. Anyways, Dragon Princes approaching into the forest, but then countercharged by the Griffin Legion. Stuck in a fight against each other in the forest here, so not great for either of them. But you can see the Dragon Princes in the enemy pistol range, taking a bit more damage, while Kislevites are just holding their ground, just eating a bunch of bullets. Ooh, Hailstorm. Dropping into the vicinity, doing damage to both sides. Probably more damage to the Griffin Legion than the Dragon Princes, but the Dragon Princes were trying to pull out, which means the Griffin Legion were able to pursue and damage them a bit more. Over here, the Dragon Princes managed to catch the heavy war sleds, but they do have heavy armor, absorbing a good chunk of the damage from the enemy non-armor piercing charge. Although the Kislevites dervishes are being caught out by those Dragon Princes and will be eating some damage here. Heavy war sleds plowing through the enemy infantry front line, probably can try and go after the back line even. There are no Dragon Princes guarding at the back anyways. The Fireborn has been committed to the left flank of the High Elf army, so the right flank of the Kislevites are trying to pull back away from this very threatening unit of anti-large armor piercing cavalry. Skycutters are diving down, but they're absolutely dog shit in melee, so I don't know how much damage they can do in melee, but at least they're just disrupting the heavy war sleds, buying more time for the archers to keep shooting them. But you can see the war sleds are just pushing through. Nothing is at the back to stop them. The Skycutters certainly can't. And but the Dragon Princes do. The Fireborn can. They came back and just jumped onto the Kosovo dervishes who are harassing the archers at the back. Now over here, we can see heavy war sleds and Kosovo dervishes really committing to shut down those archer line there, while the Kosovo dervishes is breaking through those enemy infantry, especially with the support of Griffin Legion rear charges. So the higher front line is breaking apart, while they're desperately trying to keep their back line intact, with the Kislevites paying a heavy sacrifice, making a heavy sacrifice with their ability just to keep those archers busy, while so far is slightly in favor of the Kislevites now. Makes a lot of sense since the Dragon Princes are quite tattered. Alivanar is just not doing enough damage. 600 gold worth of damage value, not too bad, but he's already used up half of his ammo, so nothing too insane either. Griffin Legion managed to get a charge onto the archers, but getting countercharged by Fireborn. They are in a bit of trouble right now, and Sky Cutters with buffers so OP that a huge nerf was necessary. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't like both throwers in general. Ooh, you can see the Loven Skycut is already almost dead, sitting in front of pistols and in combat for a little too long there. It's a very fragile kind of chariot. And also with pretty damn shitty melee stats too. But yeah, anyways, the Fireborn are still surviving, but have they received any healing? I don't think I've seen much healing going their way. The Life Mage is definitely here to drop heals. Probably I just missed them, but yeah. Another Hailstorm to further weaken down the Dragon Princes. And the High Elves are running out of resources. The Archers are pulling back. There's no longer a front line to keep them protected. With Blizzard just to kill off these Fireborn here, as they were kind of distracted by Golden Knight Nariska. And frozen for a second thanks to the Urson's Call Imbuement, locking them down, allowing that Blizzard to hit full damage and deleting the remainder of the Fireborn. Now the Kislevites are having free reign on the battlefield. Most of the balance of power of the High Elves rest in the ammo of the archers, and they are not going to use their ammo with the Kislevite warriors, just kind of bugging them. There's also full health dervishes at the back. They're chasing down outer units, and yeah, I don't think there's anything the High Elves can do to bring this one back. Certainly not with Alivanar getting shut down by Nariska, and that shall be victory for the Kislevites there. A very clean one. Yeah, I just don't like the Skycutters. Okay, these ones did well. These ones did good damage. I don't know if that's enough to earn back their worth, but they did okay. But the Dragon Princes unfortunately just suffered a lot from the enemy firepower and the Hailstorm Blizzard, that sort of magic damage, ignoring their physical resistance and armor and melee defense as well. Alivanar didn't do enough. Did something, but not enough to carry his, not even enough to recover his own cost, honestly. Like in this, yeah, I feel like in the ultra size game mode, it's just the skirmisher lords are just a lot less impactful due to the fact that their damage doesn't scale, their ammo doesn't scale with the increased health and unit models on the unit size. But yeah, overall, Nariska did pretty damn good. The AoE damage of the Ice Witch is obviously a carrying factor. Griffin Legion also did some solid work, trading into those Dragon Princes very nicely. And Worslet did some nice poke damage over time. Sky Cutter without Bolt Throw is cheaper and far better than the version with Bolt Throw. I agree with that. Like, I feel like the problem is just Bolt Throwers are just shit. Like, it's not even the Sky Cutter's fault. It's just Bolt Throwers being shit. Like, it's bad, man. Don't play with Bolt Throwers. Don't play with Bolt Throwers. It's just not worth it. It's definitely not worth your sanity, in my opinion. Alright, next up we have alright, Dark Elves versus Norscan. Let's see, the Dark Elves of Spike's army is going for a fairly simple army. 3 Bleak Swords, 4 Cold One Knights, 2 Black Dragon, 2 Masters, and 1 more... Is she on a Black Dragon? One more... Oh, no, not a Black Dragon. Supreme Sorceress of Beast is only coming in with Flock of Doom and on horseback. On the other side, for the Norscans, we have a front line of Marauder Bearmen backed up by Marauder Champions with great weapons. Berserkers, that's an expensive Norscan front line. Not the most expensive front line in the game, but for Norscans, that's a lot of investment for the infantry. For the mobility, riders of the Mighty Serpent, a bunch of Murder Horsemen, some Kurgan Horsemen with great weapons. One of the most... Are you dropping frames and... Hold on. Stream, are you doing alright? Let me pause a bit. I think stream is doing okay. Alright. Yeah. One of the most cost-efficient, most cost-effective mobility in the game. If they get a rear charge onto anything, they would just obliterate them with their AP damage and devastating flanker. Other than that, Beast of Tashna here with anti-large damage and more Kurgan Horsemen on the other side. They do have to be careful though, because they are extremely fragile and might just actually get shredded if they get stuck in melee for too long. Now, for the spell casting kit here, we have the Great Shaman Sorcerer of Metal with Power Familiar, Warrior Familiar. Not sure how good that. Oh wait, okay, that's on a Mammoth, so that makes sense actually, giving them a massive melee stat boost if they need to duel characters like Malekith. And that Warrior Familiar would be very good to save them. Offering to the gods as well to sacrifice enemy models. To sacrifice friendly models to get in exchange for powerful weapons. And yeah, in exchange for powerful melee stats and weapon damage, to be exact. Searing Doom, Final Transmutation, and it has a War Shrine, so Giver of Glory as well to get that physical resistance and Frigger Refresh. Anyways, Masters are pushing up, trying to hunt down the Great Shaman Sorcerer, but the Beasts of Tashnars are being dumped into the fray, even using an offering to the gods, trying to boost up their weapon, trying to boost up their melee damage output and kill those Masters. That was a surprising use of ability, but over there on the side we can see the Kurgan Horsemen have been caught by those Koan Cavalry and taking significant damage. The other Kurgan Horsemen managed to pull back, so they're staying ahead of their Koan Pursuer enemies. But yeah, these Koan units are pushing in, and the Kurgan Horsemen do not want to do a head-on charge into an enemy unit, as they will suffer heavily at the hands of enemy attacks. Offering to the gods are almost wearing off. Another 10 more seconds, but they did significant damage to the Master unit. Not sure if that's worth it, but they definitely left a mark on those two single entities there. The Black Dragons, though, will be a main concern here. Kurgan Horsemen needs to be thrown into the combat, into the rear and flanks of these Koan Knights to start cutting them down, because the Norscan mobility is slowly running out. Actually, not slowly. They are already massively depleted. These Koan Knights have tried to pursue, but they plunged too deep into enemy formations and have been worn down as they try and press on. Koan Knights, though, seeing the Great Shaman Sorcerer nearby, jumps on to battle with Black Dragons nearby, approaching. Great weapon. Marauder Champions are holding off the front line there with Berserkers and Marauder Bearmen as well. But with the Dragon coming in, the Great Mammoth is wisely backing the hell out of there, trying to leave some Marauder Bearmen and screen off enemy pursuers. But yeah, overall things seems to be going quite well for the Dark Elves, I would say. They have eliminated most of the Kurgan Horsemen. A very fast and agile unit, but at the same time, in exchange for their mobility and damage output, they are extremely fragile. Now they are once again going into a head-on charge into the front of the enemies, which means they're not going to utilize their devastating flanker trait and can't get maximized damage. But the good news is that Final Transmutation has been dumped into the fray, hitting 4 quite expensive units, 5 quite expensive units. 2 units of Koan Knights, actually 4. 2 units of Koan Knights, 1 Master, and continuously draining down the Supreme Sorceress. And yeah, I wonder if they even used the Power Familiar over there. They did. Oh wait, no, yeah, they did. Probably. Yeah, they did. So probably the spell mastery helped out in boosting the damage, leaving a very, very depleted Supreme Sorceress here. The Black Dragons will have to carry the day here, but there are a lot of throwing axes and javelins, a lot of javelins on the field, and that will be a problem for the Black Dragons since they don't have the whole lot of armor in the world to tank those javelin shots. And there's also anti-lock from the Riders of the Mighty Serpent, shooting into the 1 down armor of the Black Dragon, who doesn't have the most armor to begin with. Not bad, but certainly not the most insane. It's less than 100. It is like barely meeting the requirement of a heavy armored target. So yeah, they're taking quite some damage from javelins and from the pursuing attack of a great Shaman Sorcerer who got buffed up by the Fight or Die earlier as well. Although the Kurgan Horseman here managed to get a surround onto the Black Dragon, continuously hacking it down. Problem with dragons, they have a pretty big hitbox, so if they get surrounded, they're receiving hits from a lot more unit models and taking more damage as a result. And seems like the Norskins are turning this one back with Final Transmutation, nuking a bunch of units and javelins, slowly wearing down the enemy important units. Routing off the Black Dragon away with the mighty mammoth attacks as well. I wonder how much did these Kurgan Horsemen getting their money's worth against the Black Dragon as well. Did they actually get a charge and surround them? I do wonder. Didn't really catch that one. But yeah, the Black Dragon actually lost in the fight against the Kurgan Horsemen. Like, they took a lot of damage, but still managed to earn back their worth. Yeah. Damn, the Kurgan Horsemen as always the MVP of Norskins ever since the DLC was introduced. Final Transmutation as well, a very devastating spell, especially against blobbed up units. While the rest of the army, yeah, mostly carried by Kurgan Horsemen. Color me surprised, right? As for the Cohen Cavalry, some of them managed to kill some of the Kurgan Horsemen, but once they overextended, got surrounded, they quickly got chopped down by the AP attacks and devastating flanker of those Kurgan Horsemen. Yeah. The Masters didn't do a whole lot, just constantly getting bogged down by enemy units, instead of trying to snipe out that Mammoth Lord. Good comeback from the Norska, yes indeed. Yes, indeed. The Black Dragon idea seems interesting, but I don't see what units they're good against into the Norskan roster. Like, they can do some breath attacks against infantry, but that's about it. They fight monsters or kind of meh. Like, a Plague of Rust and Skin Wolves will just kill them. With those armor debuff and anti-large attacks. So I don't think the Black Dragon idea is a great one into a Norskan roster. Like, it's not a bad unit per se. Nobody really uses them because it's kind of overpriced, but it's not entirely a bad unit per se. It's just not cost efficient. Yeah. And Great Shaman Sorcerer just kind of carry the game, just crushing everything with the Mammoth and Final Transmutation. Actually, I do need to check if we have a duplicate replays and stuff like that. Give me a second. I think we don't have duplicate replays and we're safe probably to go. We are seeing a lot of Bearmen in this battle for sure though. I think we can delete this one though. Yeah, this is the same battle. Alright, cool. Delete that. And then Toothgrass Hill that we played earlier. Alright, Beastmen versus Chaos Dwarves. We shall see what happens here. Just looking at the frame rate. The bit rate. Internet. Yeah, Beastmen versus... Yeah, I've deleted it. They're all going with Beastmen here. 3 Slangors, a unit I used to despise, but like, this is a fast army. 3 Slangors, 1 Gorod with shields, 3 Sandagors, 1 Sons of Goros. Let's slow down a bit. 1 Grukovs of Wolf's Run, and a bunch of throwing axes, Sandagors with Malagor leading the army, color me surprised. With the Something Wicked This Way Comes, can definitely route... Ooh, they don't have that. So just here for Doom, Flock of Doom casting. Alright, and Razor Gore hurts for the AP into the infantry back line. Or armored infantry front line. Both works there, off the Chaos Dwarfs. So yeah, quite a fast and aggressive rush army, while the Chaos Dwarfs are setting up a defensive perimeter, with their Chaos Dwarf warriors backed up by Blazing Beers of Bazarak, Infernal Guards with Fire Glaives, and Hobgoblin archers. Orc laborers at the back there just for some extra bodies, and this guy's leading the army is a Sorcerer Prophet of Death on a flying cow, but I think that's a Bale Taurus, not a Great Taurus. With some Hobgoblin with Raiders leading the, providing some skirmishing firepower, including the Ogla Clan's Wolf Boys, who can be pretty darn good in melee in the right situation. Yeah, I don't see a Breath attack, so this is not a Great Taurus, just a Bale Taurus. But yeah, the Beastmen will be approaching through the forest, I think. Just dumping Flock of Doom into the expensive units on the Chaos Dwarfs for now, whittling down their HP bar. They might want to spread out those Hobgoblin archers, the Blazing Beards, and the Fire Glaives. Stacking them up so close just invites trouble of infinite Flock of Dooms. You can see there's still quite a mark on their HP bar already. Over here, the Vanguard deployed Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders have been discovered and pursued back by the Senegors. So the Oglakan's Wolf Boys are moving up and try to push back those pursuing Sentis. Long game Batman for City, I will fast forward a bit. Yeah, that's true. That's a lot of vegetation. And Chaos Dwarfs wouldn't like it because they don't have a clean line of sight here. Ooh, looks like the Senegors tried to retreat, but then eventually got caught up by the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders and got charged. With another unit of Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, the Oglakan's Wolf Boys to be exact, firing in. They got routed. But they came back with another Senegor unit coming their way, trying to provide some melee assistance. Now Chaos Dwarfs are pushing up. Let's fast forward a bit more, as the Senegors do have enough speed to catch up to those Wolf Raiders, and will be eliminating one of them. Another Flock of Doom hitting quite a few units, 4 units this time. 3 units actually. All of them quite expensive too. And oh no, the Oglakan's Wolf Boys have been caught by the Senegors and will be eliminated as well. So the Chaos Dwarfs already losing out on all their skirmishing capabilities, while the front line is kind of tied down with all these Hobgoblin Cutthroats losing to the enemy Slangor's units. And they just don't have enough elite units to hold the line. Ooh, Flock of Doom on the Senegors here trying to delete them. But there's more Senegors coming in, especially the Sons of Goros with their armor piercing to run down on those armored infantry. That Senegors are done for, but yeah, there's no stopping for all of them. Sons of Goros charging into the back as well, while the Slangors are slicing and dicing the enemy front line. Blazing Bears forgot to use their explosive. That is a massive loss. They could have done so much more damage against the enemy light infantry, especially the Slangors there. I mean, not that they have any other light infantry, but yeah. My point still stands. Even throwing the explosive into the Senegors would be better than nothing for sure. But yeah, right now seems like the Beastmen are just picking the poor Chaos Dwarfs apart. There's not enough units to defend every angle of the box, and this box has just been constantly drained by Flock of Dooms as well. There's also no mobility to counteract those flooring axes, all of them getting eliminated quite early as a bit of a problem. So the Sorcerer Prophet of Death has just been sitting in the skies, not able to dish out damage here. Alright, looks like a charge from some Sentis. And we'll be breaking apart those Hobgoblins. The Bull Sandarenders with great weapons are still fighting, but they're the only Bastion of Strength left. Or, like Bastion of Strength of melee power remaining still for the Chaos Dwarfs. The rest are just Hobgoblins and tattered Chaos Dwarf warriors. They can tank, but they can't deal enough damage. Sons of Goros have been routed, but so are these Chaos Dwarfs are on their... Oh, so are these Hobgoblin archers are routed. So yeah, Slangos did really decently in this one. There's not a whole lot of threats against them. There's not enough archers. There's not enough spell attacks against them, and there's not enough explosives being thrown either. You can see these Blazing Beasts of Bazarak still almost full ammo and already routed. Flock of Doom once more, this time into the Grukos of Wolfsrun. That's probably the worst unit you can use it on the on the Beastman roster with multi-entity units, because they heal themselves. They heal. Drunken Bravado. They can counteract some of that damage as long as their models are intact. Yeah, but anyways, there are just too many Beastmen at this point, just rear charging those poor Chaos Dwarves. The Chaos Dwarf just doesn't have the kind of damage output to weaken the Beastmen enough before being dragged into melee, unfortunately. Slangos did alright. I love the Beastmen, but playing them is a bit stressful. They are indeed. Once again, like Slaanesh, they are kind of a fragile faction. Less expensive though, so that's a saving point for them, redeeming factor for them. They can field a lot more units than Slaanesh. But mistakes on them still kind of magnifies the weakness and the disadvantage in battle. Any mistakes will get exacerbated. But yeah, Grokos of Wolfsrun, the mobility missiles didn't do a whole lot. It's mostly the melee ones. Charging down the enemy skirmishers and then running down archers and stuff. Rear charging enemy infantry as well. Doing some solid work. Slangos didn't get a whole lot of good engagements, fighting a lot of armored units instead, so not the most value, but they did alright. Especially this one. Getting tons of kills, and Malagor the Dark Omen, as usual, just dropping Flock of Doom spams. On the other side for the Chaos Dwarfs, unfortunately, just nothing quite able to counter this kind of mass mobility, especially after losing all those Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. There's just not enough assets to protect the build from every angle, and in the end the Senegals were able to get around, get in the back, and shut down those missiles. Alright, next up we have Greenskins versus Warrior of Chaos. Oh shit. I should have slept earlier last night. I'm kind of dozing off. But yeah, my sleep schedule ever since the holidays have been so fucked. As a result, I'm just kind of running on a lack of sleep for today. Not ideal, but we shall see it through for the rest of the replays. Now, for the Greenskins army of Curio here, we have some skirmishers, Death Creepers, plus Morgoth's Mangy Marauders. Very standard for Greenskins. The 8-peak loonies, and then we have some more at the back. Ragnarok Queen, Broken Tusk Mob, Goblins, and Black Orcs. Black Orcs, nice, a very heavy backbone for the Greenskins army, but a very narrow infantry line. Most of the investments are in mobility, as there are more cavalry on the field. Savage Orc Boar Boys going with some armor-piercing units here, and goblins on the side. Leading the army is a great goblin great shaman with sneaky stabbing and vindictive glare. Don't even try it as well. Vindictive glare would be good against single entities or sniping out physically resistant units. But on the other side, we have the Murder Horsemen with throwing axes. These guys are gonna lose in an outright skirmish fight against regular skirmish cavalry due to the shorter range, but they do have bronze shield, so that might help them mitigate some of the incoming damage. On the infantry side here, front line of Murder Bearmen, Forsaken, and one Marauder Bearman. They really like the Marauder Bearman, and one Forsaken as well, and a bunch of Hellstriders. Blood Trick Chimera, it's not Chaos Mark, so it is fine to be brought here. And more Hellstriders. Pleasure Guard, Unbreakable, very elite monsters infantry unit. I really love using them. Can dish out insane damage if charged in a correct angle. And yeah, that's basically it for the main army build. Wait, where's the spell casting? Huh? Oh wait, spellcasting is a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance and Rancid Visitations. Rancid Visitations, direct damage, a single entity targeting spells, really good against greenskins due to the lack of healing on them mostly. But yeah, with Vindictive Glare, doing a really good damage to these expensive Pleasure Guard, as they don't have a whole lot of armor and they rely a bit on their physical resistance to tank out the damage here. Well, it looks like the Marauders are circling around, trying to whittle down that Goblin Great Shaman, but quickly being driven back by those Greenskin skirmishers. Oh, looks like they got tangled in the middle of goblins for a little too long and took a bunch of damage, forced to pull back, while the Blessed Chimera is just getting focused by the Manji Marauders and Death Creepers here. The 80 armor is not going to save them from the AP fire of those Manji Marauders. And the Greenskins are occupying the capture point there, just holding tight their formation as the Warriors of Chaos are pulling back into the forest, contemplating their next move. I'm gonna fast forward a bit more because damn, they're taking their time. Epic Loonies pushing up, probably trying to get in range and start dropping the spinning loons, but ooh, they are overextending by a lot. Perhaps they can try and utilize this ambush in the forest here. Morgos and Major Marauders, Death Creepers, and the Broken Tense Mobs to spring in ambush once enemy units commit to the AP Loonies. But no, it looks like right now it is the frontline engagement so far. And the Chimera might drop a breath attack here, maybe, I'm not sure. They're just kind of both units are just kind of standing or doing nothing, standing by. But ooh, Vindictive Glare hitting that Chimera, taking a chunk of HP out of it. While Savage Orc Boar begins charging into Hellstriders here. It's a clash of cavalry, boys, and yeah, Epic Looney slowly losing out against Forsaken, while the Greenskins converging their superior numbers in mobility, swarming some isolated units of Hell Scourges. Oh, wait, no, those are Hellstriders, not Hell Scourges. Hellstriders getting a pretty nice win over there. Even over here, the Black Orcs are just holding on strong. They're fighting against an armor-piercing Pleasure Guard, so they're not the greatest for them, but they're holding for now. While the rest of their army Savage or Boar Boys chasing around the units. Forgot about the Arachnor Queen. Wait, no, I covered. And yeah, Double Spiders smacking down the poor Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. And yeah, looks like Warriors of Chaos Infantry manages to win the first frontline engagement. The problem is they don't have a lot of heavy lifters left. Oh wait, no, I mean they still have the Bleshik Chimera and some are the these are Horse Masters. Horse Masters still on the field, able to do some pretty good skirmishing damage. Excuse me. And yeah. Oh, Pleasure got jumping into battle, but they're charging into the front of the Spider Shrine. So they're not using the devastating flanker trait, unfortunately, not able to maximize the damage. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is backing the hell out of there because Broken Tense Mobs are in pursuit. While the skirmish infantry continues to just scoot around and just keep whittling down enemy units. Ooh, this is why they brought the Nurgle Lord. That makes sense. Fleshy Abundance, healing the Pleasure Guard almost up to heal cap. Very nice use of unit synergies there. Rancid Visitations as well, whittling down that Goblin Great Shaman's health, who is just trying to use up all their abilities to stay alive and just keep themselves in the fight. Even dropping in that Crown of Command to deny that Goblin Great Shaman from routing. Murder Horseman with throwing axes continues to just circle around and bait enemies to charging them and skirmish them down. But yeah, looks like the Arachnor Lava Spider probably. Lava Spider has been eliminated by the Pleasure Guard, but at the same time the Pleasure Guard are getting lower and lower. Chimera dropping in the breath attack, deleting units to left, right, and center. Very nice damage output from that unit, but yeah, balance of power is in favor of the Greenskins due to having more tools on the table, I believe. But yeah, the Warriors of Chaos are not going down without a fight either. they're definitely trying to scrap back, beat down the second Ragnarok Queen. And once it goes down, the Greenskins will be in big trouble there. Have to rely on solely on skirmishing cavalry to win this engagement. Ooh, it looks like the Marauder Horsemen throwing axes are almost out of ammo. That's a problem. And while both sides are kind of throwing their skirmishing units into melee, these Marauder Horsemen definitely has to be thrown into melee because they don't have much ammo anyways. Might as well just tie down the Death Creepers, tie down the Manchu Marauders, and let the other units start shooting and deal with them, right? But yeah, looks like the Chimera is holding on just fine, while the Kill Saucer Lord of Nurgle is getting eaten up by the Ragnarok Spider. Man, the poor Nurgle Saucer Lord being pushed around by the Ragnarok Queen, taking more and more. I'm not seeing it's some physical damage, but also a lot of mental damage. Getting bullied by such a monster, right? But yeah, this group here, the Death Creepers, have been caught, unfortunately. But a summoned spider has been dropped here with the Ragnarok Queen, I suppose, trying to save them. Not that it matters anymore. Even the Manchu Marauders are gone, being sandwiched between two units from left and right, and unable to get the hell out of there. Spider Hatchling trying to chase down the Savage Orc War boys. Or were they? Probably not, but yeah. I think that is gonna be... I mean, this is still anybody's game, I guess, but losing the Lord... The Goblin Lord is no longer there, and that would be a big problem for the Greenskins due to their low leadership in general, while the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle still have plenty of health thanks to his healing item. Or ability. I think it's ability, right? No, wait, that's an item, Crown of Everlasting Conquest. Just keeping his HP replenished and healthy. But yeah, right now, Greenskins are holding on to the capture point. The Warriors of Chaos really needs to start advancing towards the capture point and capture it, unless they're just gonna wait till the game ends and lose. Yeah, just keep shooting. Just keep shooting here. Just keep shooting here with the Death Creepers. But wait, what's the explosion earlier? The fuck? Yeah, that's gonna be GG here, I think. With the Lord dead, and the Ragnarok Queen going to be surrounded by enemy units, the Chimera just does a lot of good damage, and the flag is not even removable. Just does a lot of good damage there. Oh, explosion was a breath attack from Chimera. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and that shall be army losses and victory for the Warriors of Chaos there. Chimera just does a lot of damage, in both melee and in range. Not enough to earn back his value, I don't think, but good enough to carry the game. Oh, Pleasure Guard though. Getting the early surround on a spider and start beating it down, that was quite key. And it's always a very good unit that kills large single entities because of how good their stats are. Just punching straight through the enemy melee defenses and do full damage here and there. While everyone else had a certain amount of piercing damage get through, but the rest non-armor piercing are just all mitigated to different degrees. Wait, our Chimera was not banned. Was it banned in regular 20s? Because I wasn't specifically going. I might limit Chimeras to one only because I've seen double Chimeras and that was kind of annoying to deal with. Not gonna lie. They just do so much damage, and at the same time, because they have immune to flanking, they just don't die even when surrounded. more of the horses did some pretty good damage overall. Against both armored and unarmored units, their javelins can do decent damage, so that's always nice to have with your Warriors of Chaos army. But I don't think that matters a lot in this game because most of these units are lightly armored or just not armored at all. No, we've seen it. We just saw this. Beastman versus Kislev. It will be funny with both sides bring in the reincarnation of Elemental of Beast. I'm not saying it's gonna be a great game. It's just gonna be funny. But yeah, they're all here with Beastman going with a very simplistic structure here. 5 Angor Herds with spears, no shield. 4 Senegals throwing axes, and 4 wait, is it 4 3 Razor Gores. Mass mobility spam. Leading the army is, wait, even bringing Kazarek One Eye. Holy shit, how did he do it? Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, Kazarek One Eye on a chariot. It's not yeah, it's a Razor Gore because Kazarek One Eye only goes with Razor Gore. Anyways, Tuskor Chariot next. With the Brave Shaman right next to him of Wild Magic with Traitorkin and Traitorkin only to drain down single entity combatants. On the other side for the wait, actually, what is Kazarek One Eye's toolkit? Just the armor. The Dark Mail. 30 armor, 25 spell resistance, and 20 damage resistance as long as he's in melee, which can be quite handy considering there will be spell damage with Death Frost, I believe. Nope, just Tempest. So Hellstorm and Hulks of Miska. It doesn't have range, so yeah. I switch Tempest here. Just getting some damage spells, especially Hulks of Miska can do really well into Beastman who lacks leadership and might just get routed by the Discourage effect and Terror combine. Front line of Armored Kossars with Kislev Warriors backed up by a shit ton of mobility as well. We have Kosovo Dervishes, Griffin Legion, and the Horse Archers. Yeah, so a lot of horses on the field. Leading the army is an Ice Witch of Tempest supported by an incarnate Elemental of Beasts. Let's play and see what happens here. As the Horse Archers are really trying to whittle down Kazarek One Eye, and Kazarek One Eye is advancing. I guess he's trying to get into melee as soon as possible and activate that Dark Mail. Not that it messes, Ice Witch of Tempest is coming in, and Kazarek One Eye doesn't have the anti-large, so he doesn't really want to tussle with a Giant Frost Worm, I don't think. It got added to, on VL is banned, RR is banned. Okay, I'm gonna ban that as well. It got added to, it has infinite heal plus crazy C stats. Yeah, I'll add it to the ban in the future as well, because I feel like there's also a problem of Chimera, double Chimera being a nuisance. You can't even flank it to kill it because it's immune to flanking. So I don't enjoy seeing that in battles at all. So I'm just gonna add that to the ban list in the future tournament. I need to remind myself, actually. I might just forget about it. But anyways, yeah. Already, the frontline clashes are in as the Razor Gords plunge straight into the Armored Kossars and doing some really good damage with their armor-piercing charge damage. And Armored Kossars doesn't have charge defense against large. Looks like a Hailstorm's coming in. Oh wait, no, Hulks of Miska trying to nuke down the enemy leadership and force a rout on the Gorhorts, which doesn't have the most solid leadership. A very nice use of the spell, doing massive damage as the Kislev Warriors and Armored Kossars drives back those Razor Gorhorts. And also Ice Witch was in the fight as well. But yeah, overall, Kislev Dervishes are getting piled on by a shit ton of Senegals here, with Angor Herds coming in, saturating on top. Griffin Legion charging in to help, but throwing axes are gonna aim down those armored cavalry, and a bit of Hailstorm blasting those Razor Gorers, doing some minor damage, but not enough to save these Armored Kossars, I don't think. What would be enough though is maybe the Griffin Legion, but they're intercepted by Kazarek One Eye here, so unable to keep their charge momentum onto the Razor Gore Herds. as the Senegals comes in with a counter charge and starts bogging down on those Griffin Legion. The enemy front line is kind of tied down on the far side. Throwing axes are being chucked left, right, and center, whittling down the Griffin Legion, and more importantly, the Ice Witch of Tempest doesn't have a whole lot of mitigation against those armor-piercing firepower. 15%, 25% missile resistance thanks to scaly skin, but that's it. And the armor doesn't do shit against the armor-piercing throwing axes. And yeah, that is a big problem. They're not... Oh, there's... The horse archers are too busy chasing off routed units and fighting other stuff instead of screening off those Senegals with throwing axes. And that leaves its Ice Witch in grave danger. The Senegals throwing axes are pursuing her unchecked. Oh, looks like the horse archers are in time just to screen out those throwing axes and bail out the Ice Witch. But at the same time, the front line of the Kislevites are quite tattered after being ravaged by those Razorgore herds and then followed up with those Angor herds. At least these Armored Kossars who didn't get charged by Razorgores are still holding on, but yeah, things are not looking great for Kislev for sure. As they pursue enemy units, they're constantly getting dragged down with the more numerous Senegors. And even with the armor of the Griffin Legion, they are still falling victim to the throwing axes. A little bit of a miss on a hailstorm as it was cast on a moving target. So the moving target continues moving and, well, the spell misses entirely. Yeah, there's just no foot Kossars on the field. They need that. They need the unarmored Kossars to counter skirmish the enemy. Like, I feel like you want the spear Kossars at least to just use mass missiles and whittle down the enemy Senegals and light infantry and whatnot. But yeah, Khazar 1I just rolling through enemy infantry, not doing a whole lot of damage, but getting quite some kills. Now going after the incarnate elemental of beasts, or maybe after horse archers. Anyways, even the throwing axes Senegals are being thrown into melee just to try and break apart those Griffin Legion earlier. But yeah, Ice Witch of Tempest is left unchecked, is left unprotected, and Senegals throwing axes are just circling around, throwing whatever axes they can at the Kislevite Lord. Senegals are routed, but they're continuing to be pursued by the horse archers, but the horse archers are getting shot back, so not ideal for them either. Ice Witch of Tempest, providing that late game terror would be really handy, but can she survive? She might actually eat some friendly fire here, I'm not sure. But yeah, can she survive here when there's still so many more throwing axes on the field? Some are being pursued, some are not though, and have more than enough ammo to finish her off. While Khazar with one eye is just rolling through enemy infantry, getting as much impact damage as possible, gaining some extra damage value. Luring in Ice Witch of Tempest, allowing the throwing axes to chuck more AP damage onto her. And the longer she stays, the more damage she takes. Incarnate Elemental of Beast comes in, tries to help, but it's too late now. Ice Witch has routed, and even the Kislevite Kossars can't hold on much longer. Oh, looks like Khazar 1I is just gonna ram through these armored Kossar infantry. Not gonna be a pleasant sight for them. They're just gonna rout right before they even got charged. So yeah, GG. That is gonna be it for this battle here, as the Incarnate and Elemental of Beast just not getting a lot of good engagements. Too slow to catch up to enemy mobility. Still getting some decent value, I guess. Getting stuck in block fights does have its perks. Horse archers unfortunately didn't really screen out the throwing axes, but did manage to get some good value overall. Griffin Legion did decently as well. Some of these Kossovite Dervishes also did decent. But Kislevite Warriors and the Armored Kossars, despite being relatively expensive, still not able to earn back their worth. How much does the Griffin Legion cost? I do wonder. But yeah, throwing axes combined with the sheer numbers of enemy mobility, just 2 units of Griffin Legion was not enough to stop all those Beastmen units. That was quite unfortunate. While the Beastmen army spears doesn't really need to do much, and yeah, Throwing Axes did most of the heavy lifting, whittling down the armored cavalry, the Griffin Legion, whittling down the Ice Witch on a Frostworm. Probably did something to the Incarnate Elemental beast as well, but yeah, mostly against this, the Frostworm and the cavalry as well. Even being committed to a melee fight if needed, just to try and break the enemies quicker. Nicely played by both Ludero and Race, and then we are gonna move on to the next one here. No, we've seen that. We've seen that. We just saw that. All right, cool. Norska versus Empire. Tank with once again we're seeing some Kurgan horsemen here. 4 units of Marauder Berserkers, 1 Bearman, 1 Spears, 4 Kurgan horsemen, 2 Marauder Javis. The riders of the Mighty Serpent. Let's slow down a bit. And Beast of Tashna. Leading the army is a Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death with Purple Son of Zeruz, and Purple Son of Zeruz only probably expecting a bit of a box build and just trying to nuke the enemy and trample them with the Mammoth. On the other side, for the Empire army, a contingent of Outriders, 4 of them in fact already peppering down enemy units. The problem is they don't have 360 shooting, so if they got pursued, they can't fire back. A front line of spears backed up by a shit ton of cavalry, really. More firepower, 2 pistoliers, and a bunch of Empire Knights, and a couple Knights of Black Rose as well. So a lot of armored cavalry to hold back the enemy while buying time for the Outriders and Pistoliers to dish out the damage. Elsbeth von Draken is in the fight with her Laser Breath and Spirit Leech plus Doom and Darkness. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, as Elspeth just dropping in, pushing back those Beasts of Tashna. The Norscan army is slowly but steadily pushing up, trying to get in range and start charging. Let's see if the High Elf army gives them that chance, as they're using that Outrider unit to whittle down the advancing enemies, trying to get some damage done before they enter combat. Both sides being fairly cautious. I am gonna fast forward a bit. Some just firing bullets, some are eating bullets. But yeah, Black Dragon with Elspeth dropping down, munching on some Murder Horsemen here, while the Empire guns are doing some pretty good work against the Chaos army. Chaos army just doesn't have the range or the firepower to counteract them. They're left to free reign, do whatever they want, shoot whatever they want within the range right here. And some Kurgan horsemen kind of being forgotten on the far side. Oh, Laser Breath! Laser Breath onto a Great Shaman Sorcerer. 1/4 of his HP gone, despite having over 10k health pulled. That was quite an insane damage. And the Spirit Leech as well, just trying their best to kill off the Shaman Sorcerer here. But yeah, looks like the Empire Knights got a bit of a side charge from the Kurgan Horsemen. You can see they quickly melted from that devastating flanker trait. I think they got a devastating flanker trait, I don't know. Can't really see it. But yeah, annihilating those Empire Knights here, and Elspeth is indeed trapped. But Knights of Black Rose are trying to provide some model support, but Elspeth is pretty much isolated and boxed in. Now on the far side, our riders are moving into firing position, maneuvering all over the battlefield, popping shots into the closest enemy target, getting more and more damage over time. Elspeth though has been knocked out first round in the game, and well, let's see if this is gonna be the last one. As the Hounds once again receiving offering to the gods, sacrificing unit model and make the unit a lot more deadly. A lot deadlier, yeah. And now they're just... yeah, Elspeth is probably just gonna get chased down to her death. Oh, looks like the Beast of Tashna decided to abandon the chase just to shut down the Pistoliers, since Elspeth is shattered anyway, so she won't be able to come back and do more fighting. But yeah, Purple Son of Zero is not doing great, just not a whole lot of good targets. I guess this would be nice, this would also be nice, but yeah, Empire player here, Black, should be able to notice any ability. Oh, anyways. Let's see what else. What ability was this? Can't really see anything here. Favor of ruinous powers? No, that was not it. What is that? Oh, battle. No, battle song from the Riders of Mighty Serpent. Anyways, Kryn Horseman jumping in, hacking down those Outriders, having such agile speed. Slightly faster than Outriders anyways. While Murder Horseman fearlessly charging into those Outriders. And they should have enough melee stats to win this fight, but unfortunately nearby Pistoliers Outriders providing that firepower will be routing the Marauders as well. And yeah, that Mammoth stomping all over the place, terrifying enemies, and yeah, that's GG with the Kurgan Horsemen chasing into nearby enemies. Kurgan Horsemen did alright. As always, a very solid unit. As long as they can get a side charge, rear charge, they will punch way above their weight class. And as a result, the Knights of Black Rose and Empire Knights just didn't do too well, as they were fighting a devastating flanking, armor-piercing mobility unit that can get them trapped. Javelins did alright, and okay, the Riders of the Mighty Serpent did pretty well. But yeah. The Mammoth definitely stomped a lot of enemies. I don't think I see any Purple Sun doing major damage, that's the thing. So I assume it's just the Mammoth doing a bunch of heavy lifting. Smacking down Elspeth as well in the melee fight. And the Pistoliers and Outriders. Like, if you're not absolutely confident in your micro, I don't recommend going heavy skirmish like this as the Empire. You're gonna have to do a lot of retreat, turn around the unit, and shooting again. Bullshit. Due to the lack of units to protect you. Like, you can see the Norscan army have a lot of mobility. Marauders, Horsemen, Hounds, Ice Wolves that were not here, Skin Wolves that were not here, and recently Kurgan Horsemen as well. Yeah. It's just rough for the Outriders, especially. They can't scoot and shoot. They have to scoot, stop, and turn around, and then shoot, which makes them a lot clunkier to do skirmishing. And a lot easier to be caught in combat. Elspeth did some damage. The laser did well, but not able to kill the sorcerer, the shaman sorcerer of death. Was not worth it in the end. Buff Empire, please. I don't know. They already received like a buff 2 patches ago. Thrones of Decay. I don't think they're gonna get another set of new toys until like end times. The CA decide to bring in something new. Maybe they can play around with some of the stats and abilities to do rebalancing, but yeah. I don't know how you can buff Empire, honestly. Like, the state troops can't be good because they're not supposed to be, but at the same time, the state troops are more expensive than clan rats, but doesn't last that much longer anyways. And they definitely can't take on a melee rush by themselves. And the Empire firepower, it used to be great. The fact that a lot of that is just gunpowder units makes it a lot more awkward to shoot. And not even the checkerboard formation can save the line of sight issues on gunpowder units, honestly. I don't know. Their toolkits shouldn't be that outdated, but like, 11 mobility units is a lot to micro, and it's hard to keep up to if they are microed properly. But yeah, obviously this is a bit rough, especially Outriders. The problem with Outriders again is just they demand so much micro due to the lack of 360 shooting. So yeah, this is not only not only a lot to micro, it's definitely way more than regular players can handle. Like, you scoot back, you have to stop them manually, turn them around, and to start shooting again. It's like it's just clunky as fuck to use, man. I don't like. as much as they can do damage, it's just not a nice time to use them. At least not in my opinion. Alright, next up, Warriors of Chaos versus Lizardman. What do you mean by betrayed Mutilif? They just got killed or something? By friendly fire, or miss out on the healing, maybe? That is the most likely thing. We have Archaon with a Nurgle Sorcerer. Front line of Marauders, backed up by some Marauders' great weapons, Marauder Bearman, one Savage Claw, Mutilif Vortex Speed, Aeson the Fallen, Regiment of Renown version with a mini Fate of Buna that can spread to nearby units. And a bunch of Murder Horsemen with throwing axes to and javelins teen version to do some skirmishing damage. Kills Warhounds, House Riders of Slanesh, and yeah, Archaon the Ever Chosen with Slayer of Kings, Fight or Die, Searing Doom, supported by a healing Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle with only Fleshy Abundance to support the single entity Savage Claw. More Warhounds on the other side, and for the Lizardman army, just a mass infantry build, a ton of Saurus warriors, which can be decent in melee, and if a player prepared for mass skinks, they're definitely not prepared for mass Saurus warriors, who can beat up less than optimal. Who can definitely beat up less than optimal infantry that would have go toe to toe against skinks. Anyways, Conquest Spear Riders at the back there, 4 of them, in fact, to overwhelm the enemy monsters and cavalry, I believe. Just speculating, don't take it with a grain of salt. And in the skies, we have the Colossodon Hunters, and led by Tic-Tac-Toe. Okay, don't usually see this guy here. Saurus Garvet and a Skink Priest, ready to drop some Flock of Dooms. Of course, it's gonna be Flock of Dooms. It's always the Flock of Dooms caster. Yeah, that's it for the army builds here. Let's get the battle started. There's no aerial unit anyways, so it's completely fine if the Colossal Hunters can just take their time, stay away from the skirmishers, and jump down. I don't see the... Pay close attention to Mutilif, please. Honestly, I don't know what... Eh? Did I miss it? I don't see the... yeah. Anyways, yeah. Stinky build. Wait, that was a previous build. Mutilif Vortex Speed. My flow with the Air Force was to go after the Chimera. That is... Okay, that doesn't make sense. I forgot that Chimera is a problem. Oop. Okay, Maelstrom of Change. Mutilif Vortex Beast goes in. Javelins missed. Not yet. Okay, Mutilif Vortex Beast jumps in and starts bullying some murders, but the Fate of Buna was cast too far away, so it didn't spread to anything. If it cast onto this Conquest Spear Riders, it would have done way better. Oh, a bait and switch. Nice stuff. Mutilif Vortex Beast moves like the Saurus Garvet was probably going after the Aeson. No, going after Aeson the Fallen, but then it just moves out of the way, and then Archaon charges straight into the Saurus Garvet. Now it's disorientated, suffering from melee stat debuffs and getting strike by Archaon the Ever Chosen. Aeson the Fallen jumping in, and let's see what happens there. Severed Claw will be moving into combat as well. But yeah, that's a lot of units swarming Archaon right now, and the Mutilif Vortex Beast ignores that blob fight. Alright, charging in from the rear, but going surrounded as well. Didn't get a good charge though. Javelins are flying in, trying to whittle down the enemy skirmisher, whittle down enemy mobility. Hell's Riders jumps in to intercept the Conquest Spear Riders and absolutely do some pretty dang good damage with the anti-large bonus, and kills Warhounds jumping in as well. Alright, what is this? What's happening here? Steering Doom and absolutely shredding this blob of blobbed up this blob of Cohen Cavalry and the Colossal of the Hunters. Really nice combo here, using this opportunity of enemy blobbing up around the single entities. Whoa, that's a lot of javelins into the Ace and the Fallen. What the fuck? Absolutely just shredding half the... Yeah, just shredding half the HP left on the Ace and the Fallen. Were you aiming at the Source Garvet? Oh god, what happened? Okay, that Mutila Vortex Beast is out of commission thanks to friendly fire. Poor Vortex Beast, it did not deserve that. But anyways, that doesn't really change the fact that the Source Garvet is absolutely slapped by Archaeon, the Ever Chosen, and just got shot to death by a bunch of javelins and throwing axes. And yeah. That's still a win, I guess. A weird one and a painful one, but still a win, I guess. All right, let's see. Yeah, that was a betrayal for sure, and then Tic-Tac-Toe is just gonna escort him off the map. I don't think the Lizardmen can bring this one back after a good chunk of their mobility just got deleted by Searing Doom. And the other Koan Cavalry also got whittled down by throwing axes, javelins, and stuff like that. Oh, Tic-Tac-Toe dives down, trying to take out the Ace and the Fallen. He probably can. The rest of the army, though, yeah, the Saurus Warriors are losing out on this one. Oh wait, yeah, they're holding toe-to-toe against the Marauders. But with all the javelins and stuff, it's just not gonna end well in the end. Like, there's just too many mobility units and units that can turn the fight around. Oh, and Sevaclar is still duking it out against the Sauruses too. Javelins. Wait, where did this unit come from? Did it get forgotten? Oh, they're probably just chasing down Rauta. They're probably forgotten. Or chasing down Rauta units. This unit could have been used a lot earlier there. Tic-Tac-Toe is still in, and that counts for a lot of that. That counts for a good chunk of balance of power for the Lizardmen. I guess the Lizardmen are not out of the game yet. They can still put up a good fight with these two units of Koan Cavalry still standing by. The Javelins and throwing axes needs to be conserved and focusing solely on these Koan Spear Riders. Or they can try to bog down the Koan Spears Riders and just keep dropping Searing Doom onto them. I don't know if there's enough for it though. I don't know if there's enough Winds of Magic for it though. We shall see. $2,000 gold worth of friendly fire, yeah. That was painful. There was so much friendly fire in that flying around there too. Anyways, Flock of Dooms continues to drain down the skirmishing cavalry, which is really great in the late game. Oh no, they're running low on ammo. The Koan cavalry still have quite a bit of health left, but I don't see how the Lizardmen can take down Archaeon. So there's that. It's gonna be a tough one. Like, Koan cavalry might be their only bat for that. But the Javelins are not gonna just let them freely sit there and duke it out with Archaeon. But, oh, well, Javelins are almost out. Searing Doom, though, quite devastating to blobbed up cavalry. And, oh, both sides are turning on all their buffs dueling, but looks like the melee defense on Tic-Tac-Toe, Master of the Skies, and Deadly Onslaught damage buff were not enough to overcome Archaeon's devastating melee attack of 870 damage per hit. Yeah, that was a shame. The 90 melee defense would have come in really nice, but the Slayer of Kings still punched through and slayed Tic-Tac-Toe on the spot. And that would be GG, as the Koan Cavalry will just got Psycho Charged and whittled down by the sheer numbers. Oh, and the Sevaclar is still there too. Yeah, the Koan Cavalry has no way to bring this one back. Man, that's a lot of friendly fire though. Archaeon carrying this game on his back there. The Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle. I don't know if he actually used any healing, but yeah, the Ace and the Fallen got betrayed. It's just powerful colors for Chaos, and especially for Tinge, I suppose. Yeah, throwing axes and javelins did some good damage, especially in the friendly fire department, I suppose. And yeah, that is gonna be GG for this one. Tic-Tac-Toe did some good damage, but If not for the friendly fire, this would be a lot less close to, I think, with Ace and the Fallen just killing all those cavalry and infantry as well. So yeah. I think the Warriors of Chaos have a pretty big advantage throughout the battle overall. Alright, let's oh yeah, the Colossal Down Hunters got deleted quite early, being thrown into combat and then got shot up by javelins, throwing axes, and Searing Doom blasting them down. Yeah, that was not great for them at all. Not able to earn back their worth. But yeah, friendly fire. Friendly fire, I suppose. Skirmisher, Calf, Betrayed, Mutilip. That is a very, very accurate name. The feeling when round 4, who is the greatest mage, tackless, or one stinky gobble? Oh, it looks like it's a magic showdown. Is this a stinky gobble on spider? It is a stinky gobble on a spider. We shall see what happens. Pigmen going with are these sea elementals? No, these are Oceanids. Yeah, 2 Oceanids guarding the back line, the front line of ships companies. A bunch of War Lions and a couple Archers light armor that can hold their own against light skirmish cav. Fireborn, 1 lone unit, and Tackless on a Skittles bird on the Arcane Phoenix mount. With a Boundfiery Convocation, Sword of Tackless Regrowth, and Chain Lightning. The reworked version with new visuals. On the other side, it's a very tight high of army too. For the Greenskins, the front line of Goblins, Black Orcs, backed up by a bunch of missiles. We have a Goblin Rock Lobber, Rocklux Armored Orcs. And we have, other than that, we have a bunch of Savage Orc Boar Boys. More Savage Orc Boar Boys. And what else? Yeah, just a whole lot of Savage Orc Boar Boys, if anything. Gobbles, and of course the staple skirmish cav. Morgos Menu Marauders, and Death Creepers. A Vanguard deployed Epic Loonies already right in front of the enemy formation. I guess they would just drop Spinning Loons ASAP. Immediately, of course, they're gonna get targeted. They need to drop that Spinning Loons ASAP before they lose out the ability to use it, but very nicely done by Pigman / War God. Immediately backing off those ships companies when they saw those Epic Loonies. So most of the Epic Loonies missing, only taking very minor damage from the cast. Anyways, the Epic Loonies will try to fight to their death. Actually, no, they're trying to retreat, but they're gonna get free damage anyway. So might as well just stand their ground. They're not gonna hold off the swarm of enemy units on their own anyway. So might as well just back the hell out of. Just keep like. They're not gonna run they're not outrunning the War Lions and Oceanids anyway, so they might as well just stand and fight to their death while the rest of the army can try and push up. Never mind. Oh, Vindictive Glare missing. Oh no, they're shooting at the archers, doing some really good damage too. But yeah, with the War Lions, Oceanids pushing up the Goblin Great Shaman, quickly backing the hell out of there while sending in Savage Orc Boar Boys to pin down and screen off the enemy monsters and beasts. But yeah, looks like Tackless is jumping in, trying to get a blob fight going on here. Fiery Convocation onto this blob, but mostly missing, as a good chunk of those Savage Orc Boar Boys are backing the hell out of the missing the Fiery Convocation, and the Goblins didn't get affected that much either. Broken Asmoth jumping straight in. Oh, looks like Chain Lightning has been missed, but immediately using a sort of Tackless to cancel the cast. Very nice micro there, but they might need to cast that Chain Lightning right now. Wait, no, Fireborn were in there, so they can't use it. Oh, never mind. Oh, Regrowth onto Tackless as well, trying to keep him alive, taking a bunch of damage, but I feel like it would have been better onto the Fireborn even. Because Tackless went back into the sky, no longer taking damage. It might have been a misclick, to be fair. And now he's fully healed, so no more healing coming in for him. While the Fireborn are just kind of left here to dry, as the Regrowth spell is on cooldown. At least the Rocklux Armored Orcs are being deleted by the Chain Lightning, and War Lions just tying them down as well. Ocean, it's holding back those Savage Orc Boar Boys. As the Fireborn continues to duke it out against the enemy units here. But they're taking losses for sure, losing out on a bunch of heals. But, ooh, Goblin, great Shaman now fighting back, using the sneaky stab it, adding additional armor-piercing damage and attack stats, punching straight through Tactless's martial prowess. Wait, does Tactless have martial prowess? He does not. So yeah, punching through Tactless defenses and taking a good chunk of damage there. Ooh, Tactless is in dangerous situation right now. Archers though, I've kind of neglected the engagements on the other side because the high elf build is very narrow, so they don't have anything to protect the flanks and all that, with all the investments of pushing the front line there. So there's nothing to protect the archers, and the bacon cav and the skirmishing cavalry were able to circle around and just hit all these archers, shut them down, while the goblins overwhelming the ship's companies with the help of black orcs and savage orc boar boys. But yeah, Tactless is in a very finicky situation right now. He does not want to go into melee, but he has to help out the rest of the army. But the Goblin Grey Shaman is in a much better shape here. Oh, it looks like they're fighting again. And the Ocean is keeping the Spider occupied so that, Tactless can deliver a couple more hits into the back. But yeah, the Fireborn is running low on health. They need a healing, and they need a healing soon. Looks like the Spider turned around and starts slapping Tactless again. He took some damage and will be backing out of here promptly. You completely forgot about your Vanguard Goblins. Yep, that was unfortunate. That was, there's no helping of them now. Oh no, the Fireborn finally getting the regrowth, but it's way too late. They are routed and shattered. And yeah, without the Fireborn and Tactless just not getting the healing and all that. Yeah, the healing missing, so Tactless no longer getting any more healing. Tactless cannot bring this one back. They just don't have that DPS unit to carry the game and beat down the Goblin Shaman and all the rest of the Greenskins. Especially nothing to kill off the Black Orcs after the War Lions are just running out of health, duking it out against the enemy missile units. After all, War Lions are very glass cannony. Tactless also brought a fancy mount, so it's fair, but yeah, Tactless not the greatest of fighters, as expected of the nerdy high elf. And the Spider mount does have anti-large armor piercing to obliterate that poor, and also sneaky stabbing to obliterate that poor Arcane Phoenix. So Tactless didn't do a whole lot of damage, missing the Fiery Convocation as well, not having the most damage output in the fight, and a Fireborn just not receiving any healing until it's way too freaking late. Check the Valor on the Goblin Lord. Holy fuck. Slapping down Tactless, munching on some of the Fireborn, and also the Oceanids. Damn, carrying the game here. Vindictive Glare also doing some good damage, blasting some enemy units as well. GG to both players, and obviously the Goblin Lord carrying the day. Yeah, the rest of the army just not really doing a whole lot. It's just a big single engagement with the Goblin Lord munching everything up with the giant spider. GG. Let's see, just making sure we don't have duplicate replays here. Give me a second. Oscar and Warriors, okay, we played, okay, last four replays, Beastmen versus Norska. We have a Bray Shaman, I assume, of death, probably? Not sure actually. A front line of Angoro's spears, 4 Senegors, 2 Slangors, Butchers of Calgan Guard, and 2 more Senegors with... Wait, 4 Senegors actually, yeah. 4 Senegors and a few more Senegors with throwing axes on the side. Great achievement of Wild Magic with Traderkin and Traderkin only. On the other side of the battlefield, for the Norskins, a bunch of Kurgan horsemen, as expected. A bunch of Murder horsemen there throwing javelins into the enemy, and more Kurgan horsemen with great wait. Oh, dual weapons. That makes sense. Oh wait, no, great weapons. That. I feel like you're better off bringing the dual weapons version on every one of them, because Beastmen just don't have armor, so you don't really have to worry about that. Yeah, Murder Bearman and Murder Berserkers for the front line there. A pretty expensive one for a Norskin standard, I guess. And leading the army is a Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death with Doom and Darkness. And yeah, Doom and Darkness and Purple Son of Zerus. That's it for the army builds now. Oh, and also a good chunk of the items too. Offering of the god to the gods and warrior familiar. Getting some stat buffs if necessary. Dual weapon Kurgans are really bad though. Wait, are they really that bad? Like, they don't have armor piercing, sure, but stat wise, you know what? You're right. They have a lot less weapon strength. That is the problem. Okay, never mind. You're right. Yeah, just bring the great weapon ones. The attack stats doesn't matter because you got the charge bonus anyways if you're in a good fight, and you don't want to be in a bad fight. If you do, then like the stat difference doesn't make a difference anyways. Anyways, skirmishing happening a bit. A lot of javelins which will outtrade the throwing axes. So very wisely the throwing axes retreated out of there, letting the Centaurs screen off the enemy skirmishers instead. And Berserkers charging into the Angors, but Butchers of Calgon are slamming in. So yeah, this is gonna be a rough fight with Traderkin coming in, draining down the enemy units, especially the Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death here. But at the same time, the Butchers of Calgon are taking quite a bit of melee damage. Oh, and the Kurgan Horsemen are coming in. Do they have that charge bonus onto the Butchers of Calgon? I'm not quite sure. Purple Son of Zerus though, deleting a bunch of slangos on the side, although that did a bunch of good damage to the might have did some damage to the murders as well. Not sure. It's a lot of mess happening right here. Oh, there's some ice wolves on and Beast of Tashna as well. Battles happening all over the field, guys. Murders clashing into Gores. And Kurgan horsemen sneaking through the enemy defenses, trying to get to the trying to get to the Senegors throwing axes, but Senegors with the melee variant jumping in to intercept them. But Beast of Tashna also jumping in, trying to pursue those Senegors with throwing axes. A lot of very messy engagement all over the place. While in the front line there, Great Shamans also are taking more and more damage, activating the Warrior Familiar to keep the melee stats high. And duke it out against the enemy Minotaurs. Actually turning this fight around with the help of the Kurgan Horsemen, doing a lot of damage to the Minotaurs' great weapons with so many Norskin unit support. Senegors are also sneaking through the enemy front line, trying to get to the enemy skirmishers here. And unlike the Beastmen, they don't have melee units to screen. Murder Berserkers desperately trying to catch up to the Senegors and are actually shredding them in melee as well. With the terror from the Mammoth Dash, she'd be able to break off the Senegors. Although the Murder Horsemen did take some damage. Anyways, in the front line there, the Beast of Tashna and Kurgan Horsemen have been pushed back due to the Senegors, melee Senegors presence and the throwing axes chugging down missiles and pushing back their pursuers. The Great Shaman Sorcerer took quite a bit of damage fighting Minos, but it is still a dangerous force to reckon with. And the Murder Berserkers, it's anti-infantry units fighting anti-infantry units, guys. Traderkin though should be able to get some more damage onto the Great Shaman Sorcerer, while these Riders of Mighty Serpent trying to push back those Senegors with throwing axes. Oh no! They're in a little bit above their head, actually. There are too many Murder Horsemen. There are too many Senegors nearby, and Angor Spears are coming in too, so they're probably going to get surrounded and swarmed. That is not great for them. And what are these guys doing? Chasing down Minos all the way to the other side of the map, while the rest of your army really needs you, actually. Yeah, we shall see what happens here. Butchers of Calcun got still having 11 models and continues to heal. While the Riders of the Mighty Serpent are swarmed in melee. Oh, they're They're not able to use their melee missile attacks and taking a lot of melee damage as a result as well. But Purple Son of Zerus nuking a bunch of Sentinels and the Riders of Mighty Serpent alike. That is not ideal. So the Riders of the Mighty Serpent have been pushed back, and the Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death taking more and more damage. They don't have nearly the punch of the Great Weapons Korean. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, that is bad. The Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death is getting lower and lower in health, getting shredded by a bunch of throwing axes, and the Butchers of Halkengard just hacking at his heels. While the rest of the armies are just too far away to help. There are no units nearby to help screen out the monsters, so that might just be GG for the Great Shaman Sorcerer, and also the speed reduction from the Traderkin, allowing the Butchers of Kalkengard to just keep up with this Lord, and also throwing axes as well. So yeah, I think we can fast forward this one as the Mammoth goes down. That's going to be army losses soon. GG, and that will be victory to the Beastmen here. The Shaman Sorcerer of Death tried his best to duke it out, and did some really good damage overall with the Warrior Familiar as well. Just unfortunately not quite able to turn this one around, as the Korean Horsemen unfortunately didn't get back their worth there, mostly charging into enemies from the front end instead of circling around and getting rear charges and stuff. The infantry did really well though. Not the Bearmen, but the Berserkers. Fighting light armored units is exactly what the Berserkers excel at. Though the Murder Horsemen are kept at the back for a little too long here, kind of just leaving the Mammoth and the frontline units kind of there to dry, while the front line is getting peppered by throwing axes and hacked down by Minos and stuff. The throwing axes definitely carry the day here, with the Sentinels doing a really good job to screen off the Kurgan Horsemen, just keeping them at bay, allowing the throwing axes to survive and do their job. So GG to both players here. Alright, that is our battle, so we can't... Oh wait, no, that is not our battle. That's Warriors of Chaos, not Slaanesh. I saw a bunch of Slaanesh warriors with Hell Scourges, and I was like, oh, is that us? No, that is definitely not us. Alright, let's see. Ludero going with a line of Tastigor and a Slangor, 2 Angor Raiders, 3 Senegors, 1 Sons of Goros, 4 Throwing Axes Senegors, one of them the Gurkhufs of Wolf's Run. And then leading the army is a Malagor the Dark Omen with something wicked this way comes. Just Unholy Power and Flock of Doom as a Flock of Doom caster. Now on the other side of the battlefield, we have the Warriors of Chaos with a ton of skirmishers, Murder Horse Masters, 3 of them with 1 horseman. I guess they ran out of money for a 4th, but Murder Horse Masters do have slightly better missile strength and more armor piercing, more base damage as well, so pretty dang good even into armored units. But Beastmen don't have a lot of armored units, so fully utilizing just the javelin damage mostly. Kills Warriors of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges to hold the line. We have seen how good they can hold the line in the previous games we played, and they should be able to do the same in this battle here. Chaos Knights with a sword and board just to counteract the enemy's Senegors. I think they should trade well with their heavy armor and decent melee stats. Azazel here with Pavane, Demon Blade to discourage, and Temptator to protect him from enemy attacks. Alright, I think that's about it for army build. Oh wait, no. There's also Sturkar, I think that's how you pronounce his name, right? With Sonic Boom to disorientate enemy units. What? Chaos Armor to mitigate incoming damage? I guess he's more of a fighter unit, I guess, in this sense. Just trying to duel enemy characters and stuff, but will they be able to duel characters though? Malagor will not do not want to go into a fight, except I guess when Pavane, but that's different. Otherwise he would just stay the hell away from any kind of melee engagements and whatnot. Alright, anyways, the warriors are slowly pushing up while the skirmishers are moving into position. Already the Murder Horse Masters have taken some damage. from the Flock of Dooms, I believe. But yeah, Angor Raiders are shooting into Azazel. That is a good call. But Pavane, oh, Malagor might want to drop down on the ground because he's gonna be forced. He's gonna get Rampage into fighting Azazel. The Angor Raiders are seizing this chance to shoot as many arrows into Azazel as possible, though, and do damage. But Azazel also popping on. He didn't pop Demon Blade. Never mind. He doesn't. Yeah. But he's stabbing Malagor quite a bit. The problem is he's in point blank range at the Angor Raiders, and it's absolutely getting shredded in by those arrow fire. Alright, Sanagor's moving in. Are they trying to get a charge on the Chaos Warriors of Hell Scourges? That is a bold move. But yeah, Azazel took more damage than Malagor, so that I don't know if that's a worthy engagement. Sonic Boom was exploded with in the middle of a bunch of Angor Raiders, with Sturka leading the way into the charge, while Azazel continues to hunt down Malekith. Here comes some Sanagors trying to screen him off, and at the same time, ooh, a lot of skirmishing action going on in the back there. Sanagors sallying forth, trying to catch and hunt down the enemy Chaos Knights, hunt down the enemy Horse Masters, but Chaos Knights are here to screen them off. The armor won't be doing much against the... the armor are not going to do much against the Sons of Gorus, but should be able to protect themselves against the regular Sanagors just fine. And Azazel, not having a whole lot of mass, is pinned down by those Sanagors. He should be able to fight his way out eventually, but he will take a lot of attrition damage over time. Oh, it looks like the hooves are being caught by the Chaos Knights here. That is not great, but the Chaos Knights are surrounded by Sanagors. They should be able to hold on with their armor and just fight their way out, not with throwing axes in their face though. On the far side there, the Sons of Gorus are actually wearing down the Chaos Knights just fine with their armor-piercing attacks. And the Javelins are not killing them off fast enough. They screen off one Sanagor unit. But yeah, the Sons of Gorus getting the charge on the Chaos Knights are able to finish them off. That is not great for the Warriors of Chaos at all. Seems like the Beastman is getting an upper hand in the fight, as Azazel is still stuck in the middle of a bunch of Sanagors, taking more and more attrition damage as battle goes on. Pavane rampaging, will be rampaging the Gurkhas and also draining their health down, but there's not a whole lot of units of Chaos nearby to take advantage of that. Chaos Warrior Slanesh kind of stacking up on each other, so the Flock of Dooms are going to be extra effective if they're dumped into this blob here. And Throwing Axes continues to trade into those Horse Masters and are actually getting some good trade. As the Chaos Knights have been taken out and there are more Throwing Axes of Sanagors than Javelins, Horse Masters on the field. Sons of Gorus continues to chase down the Horse Masters, being a light and agile mobility unit and in charging distance. Managing to catch up to the Horse Masters, while Azazel finally getting his way out of those Sanagors, but he's all on the verge of death anyways. So that is not great for Warriors of Chaos for sure. Hey Gibsons, what's up? Hope you're doing well and Happy New Year. But yeah, Sturka is still fighting the good fight. Nothing really threatens him right now, but the problem is Azazel is getting low. There's only melee infantry left on the Warriors of Chaos army, and the Murder Horses are not in a good shape at all. A lot of them are hunted down by the Sons of Gorus and other Angors, getting 2,200 gold worth of damage value, killing a bunch of Sanagors, killing a bunch of Murder Horsemen, Horse Masters, and of course the Chaos Knight unit with their armor-piercing attacks. Really benefited the Sons of Gorus, especially the Perfect Figure and stuff, to just keep their speed up, while the Murder Horses will be suffering from stat debuffs from being tired. But yeah, looks like Slangors are duking out against the Hell Scourge Warriors. Not that getting a whole lot of value, but yeah, it's just wet noodling each other, I guess. But yeah, I think we can fast forward here, as the Warriors of Chaos really doesn't have a good way to bring this one back, I don't think. The Chaos Warriors are eventually gonna get whittled down by a sheer amount of missiles, including armor-piercing throwing axes, and Javelins do not have enough ammo to carry the day, then turn the game around, and in the end, it will be a Beastman victory. It's a bit of a narrow build, I feel like. Maybe it can benefit from having a bit more bodies, and Sturka is just shit. Honestly, he's a decent fighter, I guess, on paper, but yeah, he doesn't. There's no single entities for it to duel right now. So it just didn't matter, unfortunately. What else? Well, javelins could have. I feel like more Marauder Horsemen would have been better. Because you're kind of paying for armor piercing for the Marauder Horse Masters, but you're not really using it against Beastmen. Oh, actually, I would like to see some Hell Striders. That would have worked better against the Senegors. If they can get the charge on the Senegors, that is. You can see the Chaos Knights really didn't do much, either getting shredded by the throwing axes or by the Sons of Goros. Sons of Goros did really, really fucking well. And Flock of Doom drains them down too. And then once they're swarmed by Senegors and shot by throwing axes, they just goes down. Yeah, Flock of Dooms did okay. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to capitalize on catching Malagor in the skies with only Azazel. And Azazel just got shot by arrows. He's too fragile. It's not ideal to throw him in like that in front of archers. What faction matchups are each marked Gore good at? I can't really say. I don't have a lot of experience fight with those units myself. Alright, we have some Lizardmen action remaining. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what... Like, especially I don't play a lot of Beastmen, so I don't have the most accurate understanding of the unit either. So I can't really tell you. Myself. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Alright, next up we have some lizard units. Hazy going with Lizardmen with a line of Saurus mixed in with Skinks. And a line of Skinks. Chameleon Stalkers, holy fuck. Not expecting to see them at all. A line of 4 units of Cohen Spear Riders. Only Slangor are good enough. I feel like Pastigors are decent, for example, into Dwarves, but that's a very specific matchup, honestly. But yeah. Anyways, army builds. Like, I feel like they're more like situational specific instead of unit specific. Instead of matchup specific. Like it depends on what you want from the unit and what you want to use it on. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, for the army builds here, Lizardmen, we went through most of it. Leading the army is Islam Age Priest of Metal with Searing Doom, Plague of Rust to help the non-armor piercing units, I guess? But there's no blow dots, there's no... Oh, yeah, there's no non-armor piercing damage burst units. What? I don't know. We shall see what happens here. Anyways, for the Empire army here, a line of Outriders, 4 of them, in fact, expecting monsters, I guess, and then a bunch of war wagons to skirmish. A line of spears, and that's about it, and then a bunch of Empire Knights. Let's see what happens here. The Chameleon Stalkers are sneaking up onto the enemy backline, but there's no backline. There's no missile skirmisher units for them to jump on. So we shall see what happens here. Outriders are peppering down the Koan Spear Riders. I really love the sound effects. Just shame they have shit accuracy. You're just missing most of the shots for anything smaller than the size of a house. In contrast, the war wagons have a lot better damage output, if anything. Like, a lot more better accuracy. But anyways, Outriders are getting drained down by the Blood Statuette. I guess the skirmishing firepower is indeed quite a threat, but it's not doing a whole lot of damage. Anyway, Stalkers are moving up, but they really need to make sure they get into a position before revealing themselves, because they can't catch up with any of these mobility threats. So it really hinges on the Koan Spear Riders to do the majority of heavy lifting on screening, the War Wagon screening, the Outriders screening, all the mounted units, while the Saurus Warriors and Skinks are just gonna fight spears. But yeah, look at this Koan Spear Riders already trying to trap Boris and trying to break him down, but unfortunately they themselves are taking a lot of damage as Empire Knights are saturating in nearby and got shot by a bunch of Outriders as well. And Empire Knights are charging in, trying to beat down those Koan Spear Riders. On the side though, Chameleon Skinks are trying to go after the war wagons, taking a lot of damage, not doing a whole lot of that in return. Their explosives are not also they're doing some damage to the Outriders, but that's about it. Like it's a build very specifically designed to kill missile infantry, but there's no missile infantry nearby. Oh, the Cohen Spear Riders took a lot of damage from the Outriders. The Outriders though kind of just lagging behind and unable to retreat in time, and they will be finished off. But there's another Outrider on the other side, just spraying and praying onto the Cohen Cavalry. More spells are being dropped, but unfortunately the Empire does have a lot of mobility, able to get them away from that AoE damage. Searing Dooms are also getting dodged. But bad news is that another Outrider has been caught by the Cohen Spear Riders. Empire Knights are also taking a losing battle into Cohen Spear Riders with anti-lodge and armor-piercing attacks. Overall, the battle is still quite even. Boris Thoughtbringer is still very much healthy since he can heal himself. He needs to be on the ground and in the fight and trying to break off enemy units and rout them off though. Especially if he has... Does he have... He has all his abilities and items. Wait, hold on. Does he know that? Oh wait, no, he does have Crush the Weak. So he can probably lower the stats of these Cohen Spear Riders to absolute abysmal 12 attack and 23 defense. So that was good. And also lowering their leaderships, making them even more vulnerable. The problem is that the frontline units of the Empire is losing to an overwhelming wall of Sauruses. Which is a major problem here. And then, yeah. There's no more screening units left to protect the back line. And the back line is pretty much done for, almost. Yeah, the back line is just getting constantly driven back. Can they just stay ahead of those Cohen Spear Riders long enough? Wait, the Empire Engineer Hero and the Master Engineer Lord can buff accuracy. Can they buff the Riders? They definitely can, but the main value of the Engineer Hero is the really good repeater rifle. It does really good damage even against single entities. It's literally the only skirmishing hero that's worth it in the current meta, because it does so much burst damage with the multi-shot rifle. But yeah, the Outriders, without the infantry in the front line to screen the enemy melee units, the Outriders and War Wagons are just losing protection. Good news is that the Cohen Riders are also losing out numbers and slowly getting thinned out. Bad news is that yeah, they need something to protect themselves from the swarm of Saurus infantry and mobility. Like, do they have enough ammo to take out all these stalkers, skinks, and Saurus? Probably not. I don't think. But yeah, Flock of Dooms are helping. The Ember Wizards doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Forgot to cover the spell casting on the Ember side, but and more Outrider blasting right now. Oh well. We shall see if the ammo on these Outriders are enough to carry the game, and if they have enough juice of Winds of Magic to drain down all these units here. We shall see. Dun dun dun. All right. Yeah. Boris is just roaming around and doing some psycho charging, routing units off, and using himself as like a melee anchor to bail out the missiles. Oh, a little bit of slip up there. Outriders running into some skinks, and yeah, let's see. Boris once again jumps into the melee fight, and using those Flock of Dooms from the Ember Wizard to drain down the Saurus Warriors. Unfortunately, the War Wagons got stuck in there for a little too long and just got hacked down. They don't have the 90 armor is decent to mitigate some damage, but not everything, since the Sauruses do have very good weapon strength. And the skirmishing space for the Empire army is getting smaller and smaller, as the Sauruses and Skinks are kind of forming almost a perimeter, just kind of like pressing them into a corner. They need some Spear Riders over here just to screen them. Oh, actually, yeah, Spear Riders over here, providing a little more and more like a wall to just prevent these Outriders from running out of the encirclement, breaking out of the encirclement, and start running amok. Yeah, this is very nicely done by the Lizardman player, by Hayseed here, but unfortunately these Koa and Spear Riders are just too worn down to maintain that encirclement. They have more than enough infantry to do so, but these Koa and Spear Riders ran in, pushed back the Outriders, and it is all down to this pocket of Empire troops trying to break out of this encirclement. It's coming, it's coming. They have still an opening over here though. If they can get out of there, they can still have a chance to start skirmishing down things. The problem is that the capture point is in the firm hands of the Lizardmen, so time is not on their side. And I don't know how long they can afford to keep skirmishing here, as the war wagons are running out of ammo. Slime HPs of metal is still very much healthy, nothing there really to threaten them. And oh no, the war wagons are getting caught up. The Koa and Spear Riders are coming. And Boris is going after the Lord. A desperate Hail Mary there, trying that one last attempt to take down the enemy Lord and trying to turn this one back. I thought the lack of mobility means that the Lizardmen would be at a disadvantage here, but no, apparently they have enough numbers to overwhelm the front line and just keep pressing the enemy mobility. Especially Outriders being a very clunky, like, skirmishing unit to use, right? But yeah, there's one Outrider unit still remaining on the field. Very nicely played by both players here. But yeah, we have to fast forward a bit here. As the Outriders keep expanding the rest of its ammo, Boris can probably try to like dive down. Oh, prioritizing the enemy mobility. Just kill off all those Koa and Cav first. Even Boris is just jumping in to try and do that. But yeah, war wagons have been routed as they were caught in melee. Oh, there's still one unit of Koa and Spear Riders still remaining. Yeah, they're not running out of there. With another skink unit chasing close by. And with that, the Outriders got caught, eliminated, and that means that will be a victory for the Lizardmen here, as Boris alone cannot take down everything on the field. There are too many Koa and Spear Riders in the end remaining. Unfortunately, the Empire Knights is just not a great cavalry anymore. Slow, clunky, doesn't do good damage at all. Yeah, I don't know what this... I don't know whether it has any redeeming factor. Like, it is there as like a pretty damn expensive body blocker with heavy armor to protect the back line, but they don't actually do great against anything. They're very lacking overall as a unit, I feel like. Yeah. One last battle between Lizardman and the Norskins. This time it's going for a very melee heavy approach. Once again, we're seeing a ton of Sauruses. 4 Koa and Spear Riders, 4 Saurus, and then 2 Salamander Hunting Pack and 1 Colossodon Hunter. Leading the army is Tic-Tac-Toe, supported by a Skink Priest of... it's Beast, right? Need to find... Yeah, it's a Beast Skink Priest. Once again, it's a unit. It's an army prepared for a chameleon... It's a combo. Tic-Tac-Toe and Colossus Hunters prepare for a Chimera in disguise. Ready to duel some aerial monsters. On the other side, for the Norscan army, here a ton of mobility. Kurgan Horsemen, Beasts of Tashnar, and Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, Riders of Mighty Serpent, Marauder Horsemen, and yeah, Kurgan Horsemen with great weapons. All of them has great weapons. Front line of Marauder Bearmen. Once again, seeing these mid-tier infantry on the field, and Marauder Berserkers leading the army is once again a great shaman sorcerer of this time metal with Finery Transmutation and Finery Transmutation only, and that would be really good against Tic-Tac-Toe and the Colossodon Hunters, I think. So yeah, let's see what happens here as we go back into normal speed. Alright, both armies are taking their time here. Flock of Dooms onto these blobbed up skirmishing cav, doing some damage. Oh, actually not skirmishing cav, life cav. Ooh. The Flock of Doom effect enlarges according to the unit model size, so you can see some very big crowds, shadows, when it's on a unit like a mammoth. But yeah, anyways, some minor damage with the Flock of Dooms here, and then We are seeing some firepower coming in from the Salamander hunting packs, and ooh, that's a lot of damage onto the Murder Horses, as they don't have any armor to mitigate those anti-launch shots, and same goes for the Kurgan Horsemen. They need to pull the hell out of there and maybe circle around before approaching those Salamander hunting packs, because they're taking a lot of damage from those shots. Now they're backing off there, trying to get into a flanking position. Especially the Kurgan Horsemen shouldn't be in front of enemies. They need to be flanking. They need to be going around from the back or from the side. But yeah, Beast of Tashnar caught those caught those Koan Spear Riders, and the Kurgan Horsemen with great weapons managed to get a charge, and it might be a flanking charge even, as they absolutely obliterated those Koan Spear Riders. They themselves are taking a lot of damage as Tic-Tac-Toe is in the fight now. But yeah, that Koan Spear Rider just got obliterated. In a frontal charge, the Kurgan Horseman will absolutely lose, but not before leaving a dent in the enemy HP bar. But still, they're just gonna get obliterated due to how glass cannon they are. But looks like the left flank... Whoa! Tic-Tac-Toe just got absolutely slapped in the fight with the Beast of Tashnar and the Mammoth in the fight. Did they even use the Warrior Familiar? Did not! So Tic-Tac-Toe just got slapped in a fight against a caster with a giant mammoth. While the front line Sauruses are holding just fine, Boneless, Colossal and the Hunters are nowhere near to save Tic-Tac-Toe. And Tic-Tac-Toe might just go down there with all the Kurgan Horsemen flocking in. Well, speaking of flock of doom there, no pun intended, draining out enemies' health, but unfortunately Tic-Tac-Toe goes down. And that is a big problem for the Lizardmen. They have enough leadership to keep fighting, I guess, but that's still not ideal. You can see some of the Koan Spear Riders are routing already, and Colossal Hunters are still in the front line, not doing jack shit. As the back line absolutely collapses for the Lizardmen. The Koan Spear Riders are breaking away, and the Salamander hunting packs are retreating as there is no protection for them. There's one Spear Riders chasing off a routed Kurgan Horseman all the way to the other side of the battlefield, but they need to be back, and they need to be back soon. Murder Horsemen jumping onto Salamander hunting pack, trying to silence them. Maybe they will disrupt them for a while, but there are some Koan Spear Riders and the Colossal Hunters nearby to just shut them down once again. A regrouped Salamander hunting pack should return and start firing anytime. But right now it seems like the Norskin is running into a bit of an issue. They don't have enough mobility to keep threatening those Salamander hunting packs, and they can sit back and fire. And will be a big problem for the Murder Horses there. And actually, it will be a big problem for everything on the Norskin side. Yep. Well, looks like the Murder Horsemen are being driven back by the sheer amount of Koan Spear Riders on the field. There's still a lot left on the field, like this one Forgotten unit chasing all the way to the other side. All three other units, they are tattered but still alive. That means they can still put some pressure onto enemy skirmishers, especially when the Salamander hunting packs are still on the field. Final transmutation onto this blob. They're trying to drain down as much of these Lizardman units as possible and just even the odds. But things are still looking quite finicky for the Norskins. But yeah, the Koans... Oh no! The Colossal Hunters just moved straight towards the Salamander hunting packs, and actually got them tick damage from a bunch of final transmutation. That was not ideal. Now the Salamander hunting packs are forever weaker and not quite able. They probably won't stay in the battle for long. Another Flock of Doom, nice stuff, as the Norskins are blobbing heavily, but with a final transmutation really broke the camel's back there as the last straw. The Colossal Hunters, they were a major killer. They're major DPS in late game here, but that final transmutation killed off any possibility for them to be useful any longer. Direct damage draining them down. There's... Oh, that Koan Spear Rider getting forgotten on the other side of the map. They really could use it right now, but I don't think that's gonna matter even if they can bring it back. The Mammoth is gonna be too much of a problem in this kind of late game with terror and devastating AP and weapon strength. The Skink Priest is just gonna got bullied to death. Nothing can stop it from pushing through and stomping that poor Skink. And that is gonna be GG as the Lizardmen are losing all their tools to fight back. GG to both players, a very cool battle. I really love to see these Salamander hunting packs. Definitely an underestimated unit for a long while, doing a lot of work in today's tourney, played at controlled at the hands of Hayseed. But unfortunately, that was not enough to bring it back against the Mammoths, who were just stomping everything on the field, with nothing to kill it, especially Tic-Tac-Toe getting bullied to death at the very first few minutes of engagement. And yeah, the Great Shaman Sorcerer of Metal with Final Transmutation and the melee power of a Mammoth getting some solid damage value overall. The rest of the army getting some pretty good work done too, especially Kurgan Horsemen trading nicely into the Cohen Spear Riders if they get a decent charge. Otherwise, they would just get pushed off. But even then, the Mammoth carrying the day in the end there. Yeah, I like this. I like this combo of units, but unfortunately, Tic-Tac-Toe is just not carrying his own weight. Sauruses hold on the front line just fine. The problem is just Tic-Tac-Toe, man. He died way too early, without even getting much value out of his unit. And the Salamander hunting packs definitely could have done more, but there's just not enough units to protect them with the Kurgan Horsemen and Marauders and the Mammoth pushing straight through. While the Sauruses are stuck in the front line, not able to free up themselves to help protect the back line. Anyways, that's it for today's tourney. Congratulations for Ludero for that for a very smooth victory and a very impressive victory in this first tournament of 2026 on Total Warhammer Conquest Mode. And yeah, so far it seems like Ludero is the best player in 2026 so far. And congratulations for the win. Thank you everyone for joining today's tourney in both the stream and the actual tourney playing in the multiplayer. I'm very happy to see everyone enjoying multiplayer at the start of the year. Hope you all have a great start to 2026, and let us have more multiplayer battles, more fun tourneys, more fun conquest action and land battle action this year. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope you all had a great rest of the week and of course rest of the year, and I'll see you in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out.